Hello and welcome to the Sports Corner Watchalong number 2 of the day, and it is another one of NFL action. It is the Kansas City Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champions, versus the Cleveland Browns, a fan base that has been waiting to compete in this type of matchup for a very, very long time. But I am joined by Will, as always. How are you, Will?
Yeah, I'm really good. How are you?
I'm looking forward to this one. I'm hoping it's going to be a good game, and I'm hoping to see offenses come out on top, which is what this matchup has been built up as. But kickoff is only 3 minutes away, and we'll get into the PowerPoint for today's thing, telling you all about the game and what to expect. Looking forward to this one, Will?
I am, pal. I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is the one game on this divisional weekend that I've kind of really interested to watch, because the Chiefs, they've obviously had Mahomes more Mahomes had a few weeks off, rested the final week of the season. So I'm interested to see how fresh his team is, how ready to go, because this Browns team is playing fearless at the moment and smashed the Steelers last week. Can they get another upset today?
Yeah, sadly, Ben Roethlisberger and his TikTok friends are out of the playoff contention, but all jokes aside, what an unbelievable performance, and no one saw it coming. No one saw that sort of level of destruction coming. 28 up by the first quarter, but as you say, the Chiefs coming off a bye week. There's none better off a bye week than Andy Reid. So we've pointed out some offensive players to watch, which is where the strength of both these teams really lies. And for the Kansas City Chiefs, it's not Patrick Mahomes, it's Tyreek Hill. 87 receptions for 1,276 yards, 15 touchdowns, and a first-team All-Pro. How good has this man been this year, taking the cap off defenses, Will?
Yeah, he's unbelievable, really, Tyreek Hill. And I've got to be honest, when I'm looking at receivers this season in particular, I think in the 2021 season, if you asked who was the best wide receiver in the league, who would you want on your team out of every wide receiver in the league, my pick would be Tyreek Hill, just because of how electric he is. You always know that for the entire game you have to account for this man. You've got to play safety over the top, because if you just put a corner on him with no help on the back end, Tyreek Hill is going to burn him and get him behind. He's so dangerous after the catch, and just he's route running as well. It's improved so much since he's been in the league. He's a massive threat, and obviously Patrick Mahomes' favourite weapon alongside Travis Kelce.
Yeah, we saw the Buccaneers go man coverage against Tyreek Hill, and he was backflipping into the end zone all night long. So we'll see how the Browns go up against that. But on these Browns, and talking of threats, it's that man Nick Chubb, the perfect 1-2 punch with him and Kareem Hunt. But Chubb's the star man. He's had 190 rushing attempts this year, 1,067 rushing yards, 12 touchdowns, and has 600-yard games during the regular season. We know what the Browns are, a run-first team. They make their passes off play action with both Hunt and Chubb. But this man has really made himself into the number one back in Cleveland. And what an impressive season.
Yeah, again, a brilliant season for Nick Chubb. Obviously had that injury where he missed a few games, but even when he came back, you saw how much of an impact he has on the team. He's just a fantastic running back, and alongside Kareem Hunt, probably the best 1-2 punch duo at the running back position. And they work so well with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, he struggled last season. Cleveland tried to throw the ball, I think, too much, tried to use Odell and Jarvis, tried to make it a bit exciting for the fans, but they run the ball effectively. And like you said, they work well off the play action with Baker, which is when he gets the best results from his game. But the game just started, and it started with a Tyreek Hill, a little bit of a trick pass, but we'll go to the defensive.
We'll have to sync up after we've talked about this, because I completely forgot about syncing up.
Yep.
The Kansas City Chiefs defensive player to watch is Chris Jones, the interior defensive lineman. 7.5 sacks, 28 quarterbacks hits, 2 forced fumbles, and second-team All-Pro. He's the big threat on the D-line, and sometimes the stats won't tell you, but the amount of times he messes up the other offense's play is second to none.
Yeah, just a big disruptor in the middle. Can rush the passer really well, but can also play the run really, really well. And with him in the middle, there's also Frank Clark on the edge. There's another defensive end whose name escapes me for the moment. But yeah, that Chiefs defensive line is led, and the anchor is Chris Jones, without a doubt. I do agree with that.
Yeah, and on terms of the other defense, was it anybody else but Myles Garrett? An unbelievable season setting the edge. Chris Welch says, "Hi lads, hope you well. No excuses. This can't end 0-0. If it ends 0-0, Chris, I'll be as much as asleep as the other lads were earlier because we can't have that today.
No.
Well, welcome, Chris. It's nice to see you. I hope you look forward to this one. But more on Myles Garrett, Will. 12 sacks, 18 quarterback hits, 4 forced fumbles, and a first-team All-Pro. Without Myles Garrett on this defense, which also helps the secondary once they can get after the passer, this Browns defense wouldn't be as good as it is without that man.
No, absolutely not. And this guy is a defensive player of the year candidate. Again, similar to Chris Jones, every single play he just disrupts the opposition on the defensive side of the ball. You have to double team him up, otherwise he's going to burn the tackles all day long. And yeah, he's just a massive threat. The former number 1 overall pick, that is Myles Garrett, and I think we're definitely going to see him today. And he's going to need to be very good today if the Browns are going to walk away with a victory.
Yeah, definitely so. But let's finally go on to the stats between these two teams. Kansas City have won 4 of the last 5 matchups up against the Browns, so you might think it's a favourable one. As I'm just watching Tyreek Hill make a big gain down the sideline, and they're inside the 20, the Chiefs, rolling already. But these teams last met in 2018 when the Chiefs won 37-21. The Browns are fighting to reach their first, their AFC Championship game for the first time since 1989 to 1990. It has been a long wait for the Dog Pound. But the Browns are 9th ranked defense in rushing yards allowed per game. They're good against the run, but unfortunately, when you come up against Mahomes, he can throw that ball all over the shop. And in terms of the offense, the Chiefs rank first in yards per game with over 300.3 yards per game. What an unbelievable offense. If you look at the average points per game, the Chiefs quite a fair way ahead with 9.6 to the Browns 26.8. Do you think that tells the story? Do you think we're seeing a Chiefs win before we get synced up?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win today. I think the Browns, they won't roll over and die because that offense is so explosive with the way they can run the ball, and also, people like Landry on the outside, and obviously Harrison Bryant, Austin Hooper. So much weapons on that offensive side of the ball. So I think they're going to score points. But the unfortunate thing for the Browns is their offense is brilliant, but the Chiefs' offense, I think, is just a little bit better. And I think the Chiefs are going to walk away with a win and advance to the AFC Championship game for the 3rd season in a row.
Yeah, but we will just sync up with people in the chat as well. If you want to pause where you are, Will, on whatever time.
Yeah, I'll just try and get an easy moment where I can.
Right. Yeah, no worries, because I'm just seeing the flag for the neutral zone infraction from the Browns.
Right, I'll pause it. They've just run the play.
Yeah, no worries.
Right. I've just paused it when McCall Hardman gets tackled at 11:32. So
11:32. So I'll tell you when I get to that, and I'll tell you to click play. 35, 34, 33, 32. There you go.
There we go.
So if you wanted to sync up with us now, it was 11:32 when we both pressed play there. But Will, coming back to it, Kevin Stefanski is back on the sideline today. I mean, unfortunately, he got to miss one of the probably most memorable game in Browns' recent history by, a country mile. Sadly, he wasn't there. But did you hear about his family?
No, what happened?
The feed upstairs was ahead of his. So he heard them stomping their feet on that first snap of the game when Marquise Pouncey threw it over Roethlisberger's head. Yeah. So Stefanski knew something had happened. He just didn't know what.
Didn't know what happened, yeah.
It feels almost like a sports corner watch-along when you're a little bit behind and someone else knows what's going to happen before you do. But I don't think that's a bad way to start.
It's it's one of them. It must be an awful for Stefanski, like they said, because first time the Browns have made the playoffs since the 90s, 94, 95. And the fact that you can't even coach the team and you can't even sit with your family and watch the game, you got to isolate and watch it by yourself. I mean, that must have hurt him a lot, but I'm sure he'd been very proud watching his team. And now he finally obviously gets a chance to coach them. And like you say, in recent history, this is the Browns' biggest game in a long, long time. We're looking to get a huge victory because if, like you say, the Browns could get to the championship game, one win away from the Super Bowl, who would have seen that a few years ago? Incredible.
No, especially in credit to Kevin Stefanski, who's completely changed the culture in Cleveland. As we saw Tyreek Hill there line up as a running back. Obviously, they're without Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who I think he's going to be out for the rest of the season. I'm pretty sure, and we'll see him next year.
Yeah. Which is a shame because he had a pretty good. He had a pretty good start to rookie season, and then obviously kind of started sharing more carries. But yeah, he's been a very good pick for the Chiefs, and I think
we've got four officials round the thingy, and I think they're going to call him a yard short.
Yeah.
As the ball was handed off. Was it to McCall Hardman? No.
I think it was Williams. Damian Williams.
Damian Williams, it could have been, yeah.
Yeah.
The Browns, the good first drive for the Chiefs, but the Browns now will have to stunt the Chiefs at the goal line. And what a start this will be. It's 2nd and goal for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mahomes
and he's in.
And he probably launched the ball out of the stadium there.
It is, and that will make it 6-0 to the Kansas City Chiefs, and the score will come up at the bottom eventually, but we'll wait until the point after is secured. Could Kansas City have asked for a better start than that? And this proves why they're favourites for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, this team it's so well coached. Every player knows their roles, and when you've got Mahomes at QB, who's he's without doubt the most talented quarterback in the league right now, along with obviously you've got your Rodgers and your Wilsons, but he's playing unbelievable right now. And this team, he just knows how to win. The last 2 seasons, it's just whoa and wow. Harrison Butker.
The kick is wide right. I think you are ever so slightly ahead again. So if you just pause momentarily, like just for a second or two.
Yeah.
There we go. And it will remain 6-0 to the Chiefs. So maybe a little reprieve for the Cleveland Browns. But we are now 9 minutes left of the first quarter. And it's going to be the first time we'll see Baker Mayfield, Will. And how much has he come on this season? There's just 1 second, get to a comment from Chris. There we go. Everyone, don't worry about the 0-0. It can't happen now, Chris. It's over. At least we've had a score in this game. As we'll get Will's thoughts on that probably at halftime, even though we're talking NFL today.
Yeah.
I watched the game too. I don't think Will did. I think Will was in work, which was lucky for Will, because sadly he didn't have to put himself through it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was gutted that I couldn't watch the game, and I said, people were keeping me updated during it. But when I found out it was 0-0 anyway, I thought, well, what did I really miss? Didn't really miss it.
I feel bad for anyone who told you they were going to update you because they wouldn't have had to send you a single message.
Yeah.
Nope. As the alarm goes off.
An alarm for me chicken that I put in the oven. I'll just quickly go.
You go get your chicken, and that is
I'm having burnt chicken.
That is something you would only ever see on a sports corner watch along, and I almost appreciate it a little bit more. So as Will gets his chicken from the oven, if you do have any comments, put them in the chat down below, or if you're watching this on rerun, put them in the comments down below. Make sure to like and subscribe as well. Lots more content on the sports corner. But for anyone who doesn't watch NFL that much, if you are joining us today, we were talking just now. When Will comes back, I'll get his opinion on it. But the Cleveland Browns and kind of the move they've made over the past couple of years, because Juju Smith-Schuster said before the Pittsburgh game, unfortunately, hindsight's a wonderful thing. The Browns absolutely dominated, but the Browns are the Browns, and that really means, to put it in a football way, a soccer way, if you will, very Tottenham Hotspur-ish, bottle jobs, basically, is what they've known as for years. But Kevin Stefanski came in, former offensive coordinator of the Vikings, went into Cleveland and completely changed the culture, and has changed the career path of Baker Mayfield. And I think you look back on last season, lots of problems. Baker wasn't playing his best, and Freddie Kitchens was an awful head coach, if we're being polite. So I think Baker and this Cleveland offense has found a rhythm, and I think this is a team now that can finally compete. They've always had the pieces to compete with Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., Kareem Hunt, as he mentioned earlier, all the tight ends. And welcome back. But what do you think about Cleveland Browns? Because I think Baker's come on a long way under Stefanski, and compared to, let's be fair, a very bad Freddie Kitchens.
Yeah, I think when we compare it to last season, obviously they acquired Odell in the off season. They got all this talent, and everyone was saying the Browns are going to be this, Browns are going to be that. But Freddie Kitchens was a rookie head coach. Baker was coming off a very good rookie year. and he disappointed a lot. I think he threw like 21 touchdowns, 23 picks. He had an awful year. People were questioning is Baker the man for the job, but like you said, this year Stefanski coming in, an experienced coach, obviously was the offensive coordinator of the Vikings. He's been in the playoff games before. He knows how to coach big egos like Stephon Diggs and how to share the ball in the offense with Thielen and whatnot. So he knew what he was doing coming into the offense. And I think it's a fresh start for Baker, and I think he's gelled really, really well early on with Stefanski, and they've got an identity. They know that the strength of the team is running the ball, and Baker accepts that, and they've worked the game plan around that. So I think it's been a fantastic hire for the Browns, and a brilliant season for them and a big bounce back season for Baker Mayfield, and will definitely, I think, be the starter going forward now, without a doubt, for Browns. Yeah,
it's almost a perfect fit with the way the Vikings play. We're a run-heavy offense. We're Dalvin Cook first, and we've got weapons either side in every single one of the skill positions to complement that, and that's exactly what we'll see under Kevin Stefanski. But there is an injury early to the Browns. But Chris did say he doesn't watch NFL, but he thought he'd come in anyway. Thank you very much, Chris. It's always appreciated. Hopefully you can stick around and maybe learn, and maybe you want to get into the NFL and pick a team. Pick a team, Chris, any team, and we'll let you know if you've made a good choice.
Yeah. Just don't take Rowan's advice, because I'm sure whoever's got the best mustache is the team that Rowan will tell you to spot.
Hair as well, name as well. He likes, but apart from that, what we will get into obviously at halftime is the games that happened previously to this. We saw the Packers take on the Rams yesterday, and we also saw the Bills take on the Ravens, which was a highly anticipated matchup. I'm not going to say it failed to live up to what I thought it was going to be, because I thought it was going to be a little bit better than it was. Yeah. Obviously, the conditions in Buffalo last night, and I tell you what, I think they'll be glad not to be going there in terms of the weather, especially the wind was blowing again. Yeah. The amount of missed field goals. I thought I was watching a Dan Bailey compilation. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I watched the Packers Rams game. It was, I did think the Rams were going to keep the game close because of how good that defense was, but Aaron Rodgers he's playing unstoppable at the moment. He's just incredible. I know that the last touchdown to Lazard was kind of a breakdown in coverage where the safeties have dropped off, but he dropped into the box instead, and it left a wide open man. But even then, I thought the Packers controlled the game. And I've got to be honest, the Rams only losing by 14 with Jared Goff playing with a broken finger. It wasn't the worst result in the world for them.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that tonight we do get the Buccaneers win, so we can see that Brady Rodgers matchup in the AFC Championship game, which should be a treat. But got to get past the Saints first, and I must say the Bills Ravens game I didn't actually watch because I had work the next day. But when I woke up and saw the score 17-3, I was like, what?
Yeah, it was we even saw, a nice Tyler Huntley got a bit of playing time. Yeah, and sadly, he's no Taylor Heineke. He couldn't pull off the unbelievable and put in a playoff performance for the ages. I
don't think he'd know Ben DiNucci, to be honest.
Well, the thing is, he had a man open. Marquise Brown hit a nice double move, and he was wide open, and he just overthrew it, and that kind of ended the game for the Baltimore Ravens. And my pick for the Super Bowl is out, but I went, I didn't go with none of the Chiefs because it's just a bit obvious, isn't it? Because they're too good.
That's the thing, yeah. I think we both had the Saints in the Super Bowl representing the NFC, so that could still happen.
Yeah, it could. But a nice handoff here and a nice game up the middle. And he's dragged down at about the 40-yard line. But now this Cleveland offense is beginning to get rolling with David Njoku.
I mean, like I said, with the abundance of talent that the Cleveland have, David Njoku is kind of a forgotten man because Cleveland have got 3 starting tight ends, which are just mental. It's just crazy. I mean,
listed as a tight end, but that man is athletic. And I think if he just keep, you see some tight ends who are purely, blocking tight ends or purely receiving tight ends. I feel David Njoku can line up as, an athletic wideout.
Yeah, he's kind of like he's kind of like a wide receiver in a tight end's body. David Njoku, like you say, he's very athletic. But yeah, this has been a decent drive for the Browns start off with as they use the play action with Baker Mayfield, and you can't hit Landry.
And it's dropped. Chris Welch says, well, I heard Kieran say one team is a bottle job, so maybe not pick that team. That was the former Cleveland Browns. I want to confirm the former Cleveland Browns were bottle jobs. They were the Tottenham Hotspur. If you were to choose the Liverpool, who's been without success for a while?
Well, to be fair, do you know what, right? I'd say the Chiefs to Liverpool, because the Chiefs didn't win anything for ages, and they won the Super Bowl last year. Liverpool didn't win anything for ages. We won the UCL and the Prem last year, and we're kind of still a dominant team in the Prem, along with United this season.
If you want success, go with the Chiefs. As Baker Mayfield drops back, he escapes pressure very nicely out to the right.
Oh,
and it's just off the hands of. I think that was Austin. Was that Austin Hooper again?
Austin Hooper, yeah.
And this now might third and about.
3rd and 10, yeah. That's
about 3rd and 10, yeah.
I think Kansas City are going to bring the heat here.
And Chris Welch says Chiefs it is then. Well, congratulations, Chris. You won the last Super Bowl. You're probably going to win this one. And you have the best player at the quarterback position in football. But we'll see if the Browns can drive forward here. Baker Mayfield drops back to pass. Throws an arrow, and it will be a first down. That is a big, big clutch play from both Baker Mayfield and Austin Hooper to get to move the chains for the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I don't really like that defensive call there by the Chiefs. They're kind of looking like a prevent defense. They think they kind of dropped up a bit too far, give the Browns a bit too much space. I think the linebackers dropped a bit too far into the secondary, but yeah, still good composure by Mayfield to step up in the pocket and find his open man. And fair play to the Browns. Like I said, it's been a good drive so far. And they're just outside the Chiefs 30.
We are definitely starting to see the best of Baker Mayfield. You know, he's been mocked a few times and he's got more adverts than playoff appearances.
Yeah.
But they've started well in this one. It's another big game by Nick Chubb, who stiff arms a man. And he's another player in this offense that he's going to be the one that they have to shut down all day long. And once he gets loose, it is hard to bring him down.
Yeah, he's there. Nick Chubb is the Browns' bell cow. He'll get the ball 25 to 30 times a game. No matter how the run game's going, the Browns will stick to it. They'll keep pounding the ball, keep pounding on that defense, keep the defense guessing. And like you say, once he gets into the open field, he's such a big, tough, strong guy. He kind of reminds me a bit of Saquon Barkley. I was one of those guys that is very, very quick and can hit the hole well, and he's got a bit of wiggle to him. But he's also a big guy and tough to bring down. So yeah, the Chiefs are going to have to make sure they stop him, because once he gets rolling, it'll be very, very hard to stop.
Yeah, but no gain on that play there, and it gives another third down. And Peter's come in with a good pun as always. He says, "How are you doing, Chiefs? You all right?" And then a good pun by Peter. If you've got any more, Peter, if you just go and search the teams and come back with any puns, I am willing to accept them.
So Peter, a challenge: can you make a pun every single for all 32 NFL teams?
That'd be quite good. I'd be quite impressed if you could do it for either NFL teams or some NFL players, that maybe some of the players that are playing today. Baker keeps, and he's going to run around the outside, and he's going to gain the first down. And it's another good drive by Baker Mayfield. He's already had to deal with 3 or 4 third downs, and I think he's converted every single one of the game so far.
Yeah, the Browns have been really effective on third down so far, and that's a really gutsy run by Baker Mayfield, following his blockers and getting to the hole, getting the first down. But yeah, this has been a very, very fast-paced game so far. A lot of high-tempo offense.
Very similar to Bills Ravens, is where I thought one team loves throwing the ball, one team loves running the ball. Both offenses are absolutely lights out. But we didn't see that yesterday. But I think we might see it today. But one thing I will say is it's going to be a loss of yardage there, as he tossed the ball off to Jarvis Landry, who went to go for an outside run. It didn't quite come off that trick play. But overall, what we need to mention on this offense, Will, is that offensive line for the Cleveland Browns, which has been unbelievably impressive this year. And the rookie that's come in to that offensive line has made it massively better. Yeah,
he's been a diamond in the rough, really, because when they started him, he was kind of, they didn't really think he was going to be a starter, but he's impressed a lot. And I think he is PFF's highest graded guard this season. Which is absolutely incredible for him. Fair play to him. And they've also got Joe Bitonio on the other guard position, who's been there for years. And I'm glad he's finally, able to play in the playoffs after missing last week with COVID. But yeah, Baker Mayfield there getting brought down. I think it was a sack by L'Jarius Sneed.
I think L'Jarius Sneed gets the first hand on him and brings him down. I think it will go to him. Another rookie that I pointed out, I think, on the review of the first week at the NFL Corner before we took a break for the season.
Got the big pick.
He was the guy that stood out for me from the opening game against the Texans. And Peter says when he was on holiday in Miami, what do you think he saw, Will? In Miami, he saw some dolphins. And as a man who's been, there are dolphins in Florida, so I will let him off for that one. I appreciate that one, Peter. 30 more to go. If you say in Minnesota we saw some Vikings, we're done, Peter. We're done. And it's going to be a timeout for Cleveland, I think. Yeah,
timeout.
But a costly sack there for the Browns, who were really rolling. And now suddenly you have the loss of yardage on a trick play and then a massive loss from the sack there. They don't want to knock themselves out of field goal range.
Yeah, that was a shame because it was going so well. They were getting the first downs, and they were kind of, they were kind of going almost no huddle. They were calling the plays quickly, keeping the defense on the toes, but that might have just killed the drive unless they can get a few more yards on his play. But that looks like Jedrick Wills there, the rookie.
There you go.
Yeah, the changing rooms there, which is not a good sign for Cleveland.
No, Jedrick Wills. I don't know if you're fair to say, do you know out the 4 tackles out the draft? I know Mekhi Becton's very good, but I think Jedrick Wills and Tristan Wirfs have been the best two. Obviously, Tristan Wirfs with the Buccaneers. We'll see him later tonight, of course, as the Bucs take on the Saints. But we'll have to see how they fare. But they've been the two. I think Andrew Thomas has been
up and down.
Bad. Yeah, I don't think he's really had the season that they expected for the first offensive tackle taken.
Yeah, I'm getting to a point where I just feel like every single offensive lineman that's drafted by the Giants just gets cursed. Or if they sign a tackle, he just gets cursed because they've been trying to rebuild that offensive line now for God knows how long. I remember they signed Nate Solder from the Pats to a huge deal. He was seen as one of the best left tackles in the league, and he was absolutely he's been terrible for the Giants. They've even moved him over to right tackle because he was struggling that much. They drafted Will Hernandez a few years ago at guard, who I thought was one of the better prospects, and he's not really panned out. And now Andrew Thomas, with, like you said, was the first tackle taken. He's been a bit up and down compared to Tristan Wirfs, who's had an All-Pro season, you could say, as a rookie, along with Mekhi Becton, who looks brilliant, and obviously Jedrick Wills. So yeah, I don't know how the Giants will be feeling about that, but once again, they've got another high pick, just like they have for the last 5 years. And I've just seen a Peter Raymond pun.
Peter's decided, instead of saying he saw some Vikings, he got chased by people
dressed as Vikings.
Must have gone around October 31st, about Halloween period maybe. I'll let you off. And there is only 29 more to go, Peter. I hope you're in it for the long haul with us. I do. But
I'm interested to see what he'd say about like a team that's got a tough name, like the Pittsburgh Steelers. What do you think about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Also, if you want to go on.
I'd go the robber route. Like, I've seen someone steal. I'll sum it like that. But the Browns have half the deficit. It is 6-3 at the bottom of your screen, Will.
Yeah, just at it right now.
There we go. There we go. But thank you, Peter. As always, I do appreciate the pun more than the average person. Will let you know I have that sort of sense of humour.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate it.
Keep throwing the puns at Kieran, I think. Has he got another one? Oh, no. I thought.
No.
Another one, but
don't get hasty, Will. These take time to think of stuff with this much quality. So we'll have to wait for now. But now the Chiefs take the field again. And I think the worry for me is, Will, that this defense won't get a stop on this Kansas City Chiefs offense. But I do want to interject with we've seen the Chiefs have closer games than we've seen in the past. I don't want to say they've struggled, but the games against the Chargers, the last one in Week 17, I'm not even classing because it was a game.
Chad Henne at QB.
Yeah, exactly. But the first game with the Chargers, both games with the Raiders.
The Falcons game, which could have been over if AJ Terrell had onto the ball.
Yeah, exactly. And the Buccaneers had moments against Kansas City as well. So for me, I don't think this Chiefs team, I don't think we've seen the best of them this year, but their best usually comes in the postseason, as we saw last year when they just kept fighting back from turmoil every single week, and that led them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's one of them. I don't think they've ever left second gear in the regular season. It's one of them. They knew they were going to make the playoffs. It's very similar to the NBA. Like the NBA, the regular season is kind of pointless in my opinion because you play 82 games and the top 8 seeds make the playoffs in each conference. So as long as you get into the playoffs, it's fine. Like some teams rest players in the regular season, but once you get to postseason, that's when everybody switches on and everybody plays every single night. And I think that's similar with the Chiefs. They know that once they get into the postseason, it's the real season for them because that's where it matters most. And they've got that much experience. Andy Reid knows how to win these big games. Patrick Mahomes at a young age has already played in big games, already won an MVP and a Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, but that was a dangerous throw.
Was pressure from Garrett.
Yeah, tried to throw the ball away. And he's going to have a big game because we've seen that, Mahomes is a genius at escaping the pocket. But if you can get some pressure underneath him and force him into some, dangerous or throws at her head out, and, that will cause disruption. And we saw last week with the amount of turnovers they caused from Big Ben. I admit that Mahomes at the moment is clearly better than Big Ben, but that pressure was enough.
It is a definite, and this is a play to Mecole Hardman, who, along with Tyreek Hill, is another track star.
Down the sideline. And a massive gain from Mecole Hardman. And just like that.
41 yards picked up on that play, by the way.
What's it, sorry?
41 yards picked up on that play by Hardman.
41.
It will go down as a pass to Mahomes because he kind of flicked it at the line, and that's a forward pass, so Mahomes will get credit for that.
Yeah, well, it won't be the toughest pass he'll ever make in his career, I can promise you that. But once this Chiefs offense gets going, they are dynamic and probably the most dynamic in the league as they hand it off again, and that one is swallowed up. Because, of course, they still have Le'Veon Bell, don't they?
They do. There he is, Le'Veon Bell, the forgotten man. A few years ago, when he played for the Steelers, Iowa was the best running back in the NFL, sat an entire year out over his contract, signed with the Jets, and like any other player, when you sign for the Jets, it's usually where you go to die, unfortunately.
Yeah, where you go to die. Unbelievable. We'll see this play, and then I'll get to Peter's comment. This one a bit more unique than the last, as Mahomes drops back, fakes the handoff, and now he'll find Hardman again. And the thing is, he's always open when they set up that sort of screen for Mahomes. He was in Philadelphia, and he bought 2 hot dogs, and he accidentally drops it on the floor, and then 2 Eagles came and got it. Will won't appreciate that one as he's a Cowboys fan.
Yeah,
he doesn't like the Eagles, but I appreciated that one because that one was a little more unique. That one, Peter, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
And to be honest with you, the fact that you're eating a hot dog and you dropped it on the floor, and it wasn't even like 2 pigeons, it wants 2. No. 2 giant eagles are thrown out of nowhere, and they want that hot dog. So fair play to Peter. It's an experience I've ever experienced in my life before. But...
And I tell you what, fair play to the Eagles for having the determination to leave wherever they're nesting for a hot dog, because I would do the same thing. And sadly, it's becoming a little routine, but first down Chiefs again.
Yeah, once again. And I think that's to DeMarcus Robinson, is it? Number 13? Was it? No, it's Byron Pringle, sorry.
I mean, we'll see already in this, not even a quarter, we've seen, or is it a quarter now?
5 seconds, 4, 3. That is the end of the first quarter already.
I was going to say, I might as well leave it and just talk about the first quarter. And this Chiefs offense, if you look at people that have got involved, pretty much everyone's been involved in this opening series. Hardman. We've seen a bit of Hill, Byron Pringle. Damien Williams got a run. Le'Veon Bell got a run. Mahomes himself ran it into the end zone. Absolutely unbelievable. And Chris Welch put, "We love Peter." We do indeed. We love Peter, and we're glad he's here. And we love you too, Chris. We're glad you're joining us as well, as that brings an end to the first quarter. How would you recap that one now, Will? Because the Chiefs still rolling, but the Browns stutter.
Yeah, it's gone quick, but it's been I've not seen many incompletions. A lot of I wouldn't say rushing plays. Kind of like the trick plays, like the end arounds, which the Chiefs have been doing with Hill and Hardman. Just very effective for them on offense. But it's been a very, very explosive game so far. And I think if not for that sack by Snead, which completely ruined the Browns' drive, it could be a tie game right now, or maybe the Browns would have had the lead with Chiefs missing that extra point. But so far, I've really enjoyed this game. It looks like it's going to be competitive, which is always good.
Yeah, and I think the Chiefs are definitely having success using the outside running lanes. They're not getting anything up the middle. You saw that one time just then when Le'Veon Bell tried it. It's completely getting swallowed up. It's congested at the line of scrimmage, and I think that's because they're putting Mormon on the line of scrimmage to stop the likes of Garrett getting to the quarterback, so they'll double team him, or they'll bring in a tight end and have him block for him. So using the perimeters to make big games, and we saw that with McCall Harper, who raced down the sidelines for the big chunk play of this first quarter. But as you say, it's another one that's gone extremely quick, and the problem I think the Browns will place is they need to score on every single drive. That's the unfortunate kind of situation when you play the Chiefs, unfortunately.
Yeah, and even if the Browns got out to a 14-point lead, it would be incredible for them. But the Chiefs could be on them in a split second. We saw it last year and this seems like a million years ago when you talk about what's going on. The Texans leading 24-0 against the Chiefs. Everyone's like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden, the Chiefs win the game 51-30, something like 51-24, 28. Just ridiculous. You go from being 24-0 up to just conceding 40 on the trot. It just shows how explosive this Chiefs team is. And if the Texans would have won that game, would they still be in this rut that they're in now with Watson wanting out? Which I was going to ask you about. What do you think of all that?
Now, this is the thing. For me, he's making the right choice if he goes. And as we're actually quickly back, I didn't think we'd be back as quick. Might be one of them we talk about at halftime alongside the fixtures that are coming up. And that's a dodgy snap. Mahomes still gets the shovel pass off to Tyreek Hill. And that's still gained. Yeah, unbelievable from Patrick Mahomes. A dodgy snap. I'm just going to see. Was it a high snap? Oh, no. It was just a dodgy catch from Mahomes, I think, before he shovels it. Maybe not the greatest snap, but...
I mean, he did well. I mean, the fact that he at least got his hands on it to start off with, he stopped it from flying 20 yards back.
Sadly,
no.
It's one of them they talked about last week, with the dodgy snap on the first play. Someone was like, Marquise Powell, how have you managed to get over 6'7" or something, Ben Roethlisberger? How high was that snap for that to happen?
You've got to... You'll have to get some height on it, and there is a flag down.
There is at the back of. I wouldn't be surprised if it's holding because I feel like there's.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it'll be holding on the Chiefs.
Yeah, it is.
Mahomes, he did look like he had a pretty big gap there. It's on number 62, Reiter, the guard. But that'll set the Chiefs back 10 more yards. It was actually on the ground, and he's pulled down.
He's just dragging
down,
dragging him with him. And we'll see what the Chiefs can do now, because this could be a nice reprieve for the Browns if they can hold them to a field goal. Because of the missed kick, a touchdown would put them ahead. Peter's come back.
Any stock for the Browns is a bonus with how much this offense is rolling.
And there was a slip in the middle, and Kelsey dives, and Kelsey is in. He is in. And it is, just as we said, it might be a slight reprieve for the Cleveland Browns. Travis Kelce, like Superman, flies into the end zone. And that's his biggest reception of the day. And we haven't really talked about him yet. But there he is. And the Chiefs...
I mean, I think he's absolutely done Denzel Ward there with that route. He's put him on his backside.
Yeah.
That's all Travis Kelce, that leaping into the end zone. jumping onto his own man, taking the Browns man, taking the Chiefs player with him. And again, they've gone from 2nd and 19. The Browns maybe, hoping they can get a start from scoring a touchdown. That's just how explosive this Chiefs offense is.
Yeah, and then out, and as you just had on the screen, the Chiefs are one step closer as that kick goes through.
Got it.
To Peter's Weetabix Super Bowl, which is where he had his cereal this morning in his
Super morning, big Super Bowl.
Oh. A big Super Bowl. Yes, he did. But I appreciate that he didn't have Weetabix because obviously that would be copyright. So it's Wheat-Bix. I appreciate that, Peter. You're always looking out for the content creator and not putting any copyright infringement in there. Thank you. So
I appreciate that.
We do indeed. But it's what we said. Will it went from 2nd and 19? Like the Browns did, maybe play a bit of prevent defense, because 19 yards is big, but as you say, that route by Kelsey left him wide open because he sat down the defensive back.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just how many playmakers the Chiefs have got on offense. It was just shown on that drive, really. Like we said, they hit so many different weapons, and they finished off with Kelsey, who's arguably, he's been the best tight end in the NFL this season, without a doubt. And yeah, I mean, it's just one of them. Like, they're just so good. Like, I don't really know what else to say about them. They're just awesome on offense. It looks like they're going to score every single drive, which is just so scary for the Browns. And the Browns know that they have to score every single drive to stay in this game, otherwise they could be, left behind. But as you can see there, Travis Kelce on the screen right there. In his career, he's got 664 receptions, 8,513 receiving yards in his first 8 seasons, which ranks first in NFL history. So a phenomenal stat line there for Kelce. And obviously he's got the ball ring.
In his first 8 seasons, every season he's almost had 1,000 yards, which for a tight end in the NFL, you don't expect it from wide receivers, but wide receivers have had a good season when they reach 1,000 yards, and the same for running backs, But for tight ends, they have so many jobs that receiving isn't always the number one priority. Sometimes it's blocking up at the line of scrimmage, and then sometimes it is, receiving catches, but it's never massive yardage when you throw into your tight end. You don't see them, a 71-yard reception like a wide receiver, but to have 1,000 yards per season for the last, it's just a testament to how good he is.
I think it's where we're going now with the future of tight ends. We're kind of moving on from those blocking tight ends to catch a few catches a game. We're seeing those more tight ends that are more athletic and make big plays, like we've had Gronk in the past. We've got Kittle, we've got Kelsey, we've now got Darren Waller who's jumping onto the scene, and we're going to have another one next year in Kyle Pitts, who's going to be in this year's draft. Who, again, he could literally be a wide receiver because he's that skilled of a tight end. He could literally play receiver.
Yeah, and
tight end.
Mahomes in the tent there.
His shoe off.
Yeah, in the blue medical tent. But this is where the tight end position is going, and that's why I'm very happy with the future of my franchise with Irv Smith Jr. I think he's going to be the future tight end of the Minnesota Vikings, and sadly not Kyle Rudolph. But
Peter's
right, I had a delivery from Los Angeles. I opened it up and it was full of phone chargers. Now that one is probably the best of the lot, Peter. Yeah. Genuinely the best of the lot.
That was
a good one.
That's the best one so far.
That's the best one so far. But you've got to, we'll do a review at the end. And you know what's coming next week on the channel? Peter's jokes about the NFL ranked from first to last. That was a good one, Peter. I do appreciate that as always. And I don't know how many teams you've done now, but I think you've got about 28 left. So you're not doing too bad.
Yeah, he's slowly working through it. I mean, by the end of the game, we might have all 32, and we will be able to choose our favourite one.
Yeah, but Mahomes is hobbling on the sideline. I don't know if he's being taken back to the locker room. I hope not, because it's like when we see Lamar go out last night. You don't want to see it. Baker Mayfield, off the play action, has lots of time.
Finds
his man. And they might give him forward progress, but I'm not quite sure they will.
I think they might give him it, What happened here on Mahomes? Kind of went awkwardly on his ankle there, I think, when Sheldon Richardson got a hold of him.
Yeah, I think it was probably maybe the right ankle as he was kind of moving backwards and he tried to plant his weight on it. But he's sat on the sideline now.
I think he's all right, yeah.
I'm sure he'll fight through. But it could be a kind of a motivator for the Cleveland Browns as they hand it off to Chubb in the backfield and he's swelled up.
And that's Tyrann Mathieu. It was arguably, the premier safety in the league. Makes players in coverage, makes players in the run game, can play a bit of cornerback if you need him. And ever since the Chiefs have signed him, he's been that leader on the defense, along with Chris Jones, who you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, in terms of safeties in the NFL, I think Tyrann Mathieu, Minkah Fitzpatrick is up there. I think
Derwin James, when he's healthy, is a good safety.
Yeah, Harrison Smith. I think he's a Buda Baker, maybe.
Buda Baker's the highest paid, and I think this season. What about Blitz Boy?
Jones. And Devin Peoples-Jones. You don't see much of him. Kind of another piece on this defense, but in his rookie year, made some plays this season, definitely.
Makes a play on the former Dallas Cowboy Trevarius Ward. Yeah, he's one of them players who he was picked late round 6, late round 5, and I thought he was more of like a 3rd, 4th round talent. The Chiefs got a bit late on, the Browns got a bit late on, and I think since Odell Beckham's gone down, they've tried to integrate him a bit more in the offense because he's a pretty dynamic wide receiver for how big he is.
Yeah, and to be fair, he got more game time, obviously due to the
Beckham injury.
Odell Beckham injury, but an absolute dart from Baker Mayfield. But it's going to be pulled back for holding, unfortunately, because that was a nice gain by the Cleveland Browns.
And it's on the impressive rookie, Wyatt Teller.
Yep, and from one impressive rookie to the other one, Jedrick Wills is questionable with an ankle injury, and that is definitely.
There's some holding calls in the NFL that are a bit suspect, but that's not one of them. He's literally wrestled him to the ground there.
No, that is Harry Maguire on Aspilicueta off a corner. He's got the headlock in and everything. Unbelievable.
First and 20 years.
It is, and we saw the Chiefs convert.
Oh,
that is a terrible drop by Nick Chubb to at least gain maybe 5 yards or something to make this more ever so slightly more manageable 2nd and 3rd down. Peter's back as we go. I was having a walk in Pittsburgh when I saw someone robbing a bank. Then the workers at the bank shouted at me and chased them little stealers down. Good, right, Peter.
And the workers shouted over me, chased them little stealers down.
Now that is how I would have approached the Steelers. I'm going to give you a round of applause for that one. I appreciated that one.
And another drop by Chubb. Oh, my word.
Another drop by Nick Chubb. And is that your favourite Peter joke so far, or are you taking the Chargers still? Because that one was a good one. That was a story.
The Chargers one's good, but that Pittsburgh one is... you can tell a lot of thoughts going into that one. He could have easily just said, I saw some people, Steelers robbing a bank, but he's gone in depth there.
Yeah. Because even when I tried to say it earlier, it didn't make any sense. I saw some people robbing a bank, and they were Steelers, and it doesn't make sense. His makes sense.
If you wanted to get into the NFL, obviously, Peter, you can watch the Browns Chiefs on CBS today. I think the Buccaneers Saints game is on. I think it'll be on Fox later on. But you can also watch Steelers as well. They'll be on TikTok, I'm sure, if you want to tune into them all the time, really.
Well, I did like that Chase Claypool said that if the Browns would have done it with a bit more class, because Pittsburgh have been.
We definitely weren't dancing on teams' logos every single week, but maybe a bit more class. I do agree.
Yeah, Pittsburgh have been very classy all the way.
Absolutely.
Through this whole thing, and we saw the Baltimore Ravens do the same against Titans, but theirs made sense now after looking back at thingy. And the first outing for the Scottish Hammer.
Yeah.
And we'll see what he can do. It's a low throw to him for the punt. He gets it away. It's a good punt, and he'll catch it at the 15-yard line.
Harden with the fair catch. So, yeah, pretty good punt there by the Browns. But again, they need to get more points on the board because Mahomes will be coming back onto the field shortly. If they're going to get another touchdown, make it a 17-point lead, it's going to be a tall task for the Browns.
Yeah, and all that feel-good factor from last week might immediately be gone.
Gone in an instant, yeah.
I think the future of this Browns franchise. I've just nearly spilt my drink. The future of this Browns franchise, for me, Will, it's one of the teams to look forward to. I think if we had to, rank the teams we're looking forward to facing, there will be some of them coming to the channel soon. Some kind of ranked videos and, maybe the top 10s and stuff like that, because we like to put these together. But Browns are up there with the futures that we're looking forward to. I think them and Miami, are bright futures for me.
Yeah, I'd agree. If I'm, well, you've said two there. I'll probably go with. I'll try and think of two different ones. Let's think. You know what? I'm not just jumping on the bandwagon, but I'm just jumping on the bandwagon. Is what I'm trying to say.
All right. Okay.
The Jags, right? I think they could become a team that were awful this year. Let's not put it. They were terrible. Sorry, Rowan, but you got the number one for a reason. I think if they get it right in the off season, if Urban Meyer, I think Urban Meyer is a fantastic head coach. He's got big experience coaching Ohio State, won the national championship with them against Oregon, but took a few years off. He had some health issues, but he's back and ready now. I think he's chose the right choice to join the Jaguars. But if he can get his coaching hires right and bring in, people that he's well acquainted with, and if they can get the right free agent signings, and we all know they're going to pick Trevor Lawrence first overall. They can, build well around him. The Jaguars could go from a team that were woeful to very good pretty soon, because we've seen if you get your quarterback right, they can elevate your team so much. And if you can build the right pieces and get him, just get him help at the right positions, then they can become a very, very effective team. I think the Jaguars have got a bright future. If I could pick another one, I've got to agree with that. For Miami, they've got an abundance of picks. That defense is fantastic. And any other year, they went 10-6. Any other year, they would have made the playoffs. And it just speaks to how good of a coach Brian Flores is. And obviously they've got Byron Jones and Xavier Howard, two lockdown corners. They've got a great pass rush. Even on offense, they've got some really good young players, and even like Myles Gaskin, who just exploded onto the scene at the end of the regular season. So yeah, I do agree with Miami. We've got the high pick as well this year, third overall pick from the Texans. Yeah,
got two first rounders as do the Jaguars, as do the Jets, of course. The Jets are probably the furthest team off at the moment for me. They need everything, whereas some teams, I think wide receiver, it's not too bad really with Denzel Mims, and they probably need another one. Like Brashad Perriman's okay.
Jimson Crowder's not too bad, yeah.
Yeah, they're okay. That's the thing with
no room for improvement. Yeah, that's what. Yeah. But exactly. I did like their first move in hiring Robert Saleh as head coach. I think he'll bring a lot of intensity in. I see you laughing. Is that a new Peter joke?
And the thing is, that one's actually quite good.
Me and my brother are grocery packers at the local Green Bay supermarket.
I like that one. I like that one.
Packers at the local Green.
It made me smile before Will even read it. So it's a good one.
The comments are a bit later for me. I'm noticing
that. Maybe that's it, because you may have seen it a little bit later than I did. But it's a good joke. I appreciate the pun. I do. Even though Green Bay are my least favorite team in the NFL. And what I was going to say was we should have just bunked off the Chicago Bears and put Miami in the NFC just for this year, because
exactly.
Chicago didn't. No, they didn't. They deserved it because they got there.
I mean, they were just kind of there, weren't they? Like, they made it into the playoffs, but I would have much rather have seen, like, for example, the Cardinals, who Cardinals had a really good start to the season. They kind of tailed off towards the end, but at least that they would have put a much better fight with Kyler Murray in that offense than the Bears did, with Trubisky. Their defense is pretty good, but they can't score any points. They put up 9 points on the Saints, and that game was on Nickelodeon as well. So I think the kids watching that game, it wouldn't have, exactly appealed to the NFL watching Mitch Trubisky throw the ball.
Well, Trubisky did win MVP.
Yeah, he did. He was voted MVP. It's the only MVP I'll ever win. Like fair play to him.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to say we'd put up a better fight, but we did let Alvin Kamara score 6. So
true.
But we did score 30. So it's
you've got the offenses there for the future.
Yeah, our offense is good. Our defense is unhealthy. There we go. I think that's a respectable way to say it. Get some players back, and we'll see. We'll go next season, which I think me and you especially looking forward to. But we're still on this season, unfortunately, for now, and our teams didn't make it this far.
Nope. Once again, we another. Well, I know the Vikings made the first last season, but yeah, it's also much in the NFL playoffs. But it's much better if your team's representing one of the conferences in the playoffs.
Yep, and that's a nice run up the middle. The first success the Chiefs have had up the middle, running the ball. As Chris puts in the chat, what if Peter is actually working there? Like, what if Peter, while he's got one hand doing the checkouts, he's got the other hand doing the puns on the phone
at the same time.
Key worker Peter, let's go. Well done. Well done. Just in case it is real, you never know. As long as it's not in Green Bay, though. Anywhere but Green Bay.
Yeah, he could easily be a Green Bay fan. He could easily be rocking his Aaron Rodgers jersey right now. Who knows?
I'd love to know if Peter does support, but another run by Damian Williams and a lot more winning players on this drive from the Chiefs. Could be to do with clock management, but it could also be to do with the injury to Mahomes' foot.
Offensive holding number 73. Yeah, he's one of them that maybe they want to try and ease Mahomes back into the game, let him get a feel once again with that dodgy ankle. But that's hold on Allegretti, defensive lineman. But I've just seen Mahomes' stats for this game. Actually, he's 10 for 11, 145 yards and a touchdown, which is just sums up Mahomes really as a QB. Very, very efficient, big plays downfield. And there were people saying that he's took a step back in the last month of the season, but Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes. He's still incredible.
And that is now. This is a big. We talked about this last time, Will. They were 2nd and 19, converted for a touchdown. 2nd and 18. The Browns need to learn from where they went wrong in thinking. We look at the last 24 starts.
That is ridiculous.
23-1, the one loss coming to the Raiders this year.
Yeah.
Which had, but we'll see if they can convert. 11 for 13 now. He's really damaged his record there with that one missed throw. Slings it round out, and what a throw that is from the sidearm position.
And Tyreek Hill again making him miss it. Tyreek Hill's change of direction is scary, but there's no flag on the field.
If this is on the offense, it's massive. But if it's on the defense, and this could maybe, if it's added to the end of the play, ineligible man downfield. So it will be on the offense, and we'll be replaying 2nd down as Fisher appears to be the man that it's against. And
throw from Mahomes, was it?
Yeah, it was an absolutely unbelievable sidearm throw from Patrick Mahomes.
It's funny because I saw Ben DiNucci doing that against the Eagles earlier in the season, so it's good. I was watching Ben DiNucci tapes, to be honest. Oh
yes. Mahomes models his game from Gucci DiNucci. I'm pretty confident. As Peter has decided to go with another Kansas one, he's not even bothering with any of the other teams. And Mahomes throws all the middle, and that's complete, and that's a massive gain, and it'll bring down 3rd and about 7, maybe.
Walking a bit gingerly there, Mahomes.
He is indeed, but an unbelievable throw over midfield again. It was 2 deep safeties, both of them tracking the deep ball, and it just left. I can't see who it was. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Wide open down the middle. What do you think? Going back to the Chiefs from Peter, do you think we want a different team for him to look at?
What's that?
Peter's jokes. He's gone with the Chiefs again.
I've flown back to Kansas City and returned home. I shouted, "All right, Chiefs, did you miss me?" I do think that was better than the first Chiefs one. Is Mahomes going to run he gets the first down. Crazy.
And he does not look in the best thingy. But when you're in the playoffs, you fight through the pain.
I mean, I think.
Go on.
I was just going to say, I think with the Chiefs, I think Mahomes he probably wants to get a big lead though, so that he doesn't look very good at all, does he? Maybe if the Chiefs can get into a big lead, they can afford to bring out Chad Henne.
Yeah,
but he looks in pain at the moment, Mahomes, but he's playing for it.
He is. He does not want to be making runs like that, I can guarantee. And the thing is, Mahomes, one of his best assets is scrambling. And now, if you look, he's trying to get the ball out quick, and he's going with. It's what the Steelers like to do, which was this year with Ben Roethlisberger. It was like, quick, but get the ball out as soon as possible.
Also, get out quick as well.
Did you have to? Did you have to?
Sorry, I'm just loving the Steelers memes at the moment. I'm seeing it.
Did you? I can't remember which Browns player it was on the sideline, but he was doing the Oprah. It's like, you get a pick, and you get a pick.
Yeah,
you get a pick.
It
was good, but we'll have to see because the Browns now are facing an injured Patrick Mahomes who drops back, throws sideline, overthrown. And it's interesting, Will, because I watched a game earlier this year, Vikings v Seahawks, and I don't want to always bring up the Vikings, but it's one I know because I watched the game.
Yeah,
we were leading 13-0 at halftime. Then early in the second half, Dalvin gets out injured. And suddenly the Seahawks perked up a little bit because Dalvin had run all over them, basically, for the opening half.
Yeah.
That sort of injury can perk up a team. But if the Chiefs score on this drive, then I think it'll be hard for the Browns to perk up.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like, it kind of like mentally switches the focus of the team that, like you said, Dalvin was running all over the Seahawks. When they see him on the field, they think mentally, well, he's gone now. We can beat this team now. We can get after him. And I think it could be the same case with the Browns. They know Mahomes hurt. They know he won't be able to, escape the pocket as easily as he used to do. Let's send more pressure, maybe. Let's try and, get him outside the pocket a bit more where he's a bit more uncomfortable. I mean, the Browns will definitely want to, develop their game plan as the game goes on, in-game management and whatnot. But, yeah, I totally get what you mean. As we've gone to like a commercial break here, 13-3. That's 3 minutes 58 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, Mahomes called a timeout just then. Maybe he didn't like what he saw on offense for that specific drive. Both teams down to 2 timeouts. Not seen anything of Myles Garrett in this game, which is a testament to the offensive line of the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's one of them. They know who they want to target going into the game, but it's been a tough one for Garrett. I think the fact that they've run the ball so much and used so many trick plays in the backfield, it's been tough for Garrett to get an actual pass rush together. Again, another screen and that. Oh no! That
is a big play by
Adrian Claiborne.
Wow!
And you know what? The only reason I know that guy is because I still have nightmares about him. I'll explain it after this play. After we talked about this play.
Well, it was a quick pass again by Mahomes. And they're going to go for the field goal. Harrison Butker missed one earlier in the game. This one a 50-yard attempt.
Yeah, he shanked the extra point, which is very much unlike him. But we'll see what he does with this one here.
And that big play by Claiborne. And that one is good. That one's through the middle. And it's 16-3.
16-3 to the Chiefs. So the Browns are doing this.
Yeah, the Browns are going to come out in pretty much a 2-minute drill. Pretty much. It's just over at the time. And then once it gets to the 2-minute one, and it'll be a 2-minute drill for the Cleveland Browns to get back into this game. But do you think they're sensing a little bit of, momentum after that drive stuffer and seeing Mahomes? The problem is, I know this is like, for example, you get this a lot in MMA. It's never show you hurt because your opponent immediately switches on, but you can clearly see he's in agony. What is this mentality now for the Browns?
I think that they've got to keep their head up. They know the game's not over. I think they just need to settle down and just kind of play their game. It's always tough playing the Chiefs. They're going to put up points. and you know the defense can make plays at any point, but you've just got to stick to the game plan. It's not over yet. You know, you're not 28 points down. You're only down. If you score 2 touchdowns, you're in the lead. And with the way Mahomes you picked up a bit of an injury there, maybe you can get after him a bit more. But yeah, I think the Browns so far, you've got to look at their drives. They've only got 3 points, but that first drive was really positive. They marched on the field, and that one sack killed that drive. Yeah. But if they can develop a bit more momentum and get the run game going a bit more, there's absolutely no reason why they can't get back to this game, because we've talked about the Chiefs' high-powered offense. The Browns have got a very high-powered offense themselves.
Yeah, and as we've just seen with the Chiefs there, 223 yards of offense already, and we're not even a half into this game. I'm wondering if he's got a broken bone in his foot. With the way that looks, or it could have been his ankle, but the way he took off his, I think he points to, the front portion of your foot there. Yeah.
Kind of the ball of your foot. Yeah. Well, it's very easy where he could have suffered a broken toe, maybe.
Yep.
Because he looks in pain, doesn't
he? He does, but no one can question his toughness, and this is what playoff football really. But because I think if this is a regular season game, he's out of the game. They'll take him and they'll just reassess.
Yeah.
And see how long he's out for. But if you're the Bills sitting at home right now, you are licking your lips at this sort of what's unravelled here.
It's coming out for the Browns possession. And what I was going to mention as well, Adrian Claiborne, that guy who got that big tackle for the Browns. The reason I know him is because Cowboys Falcons a few years ago, he played for the Falcons. Tyron Smith wasn't playing for us. He had a back injury, so we had to play this guy called Chaz Green at left tackle. Like 4th or 5th round pick. Poor Chaz Green. Stuck him at left tackle, and he gave up 6 sacks to Adrian Claiborne in one game. And Adrian Claiborne finished the season with 7. So
wow.
So going into free agency, everyone was like, Adrian Claiborne, he got 7 sacks last year, had a breakout season. I'm thinking, no, he didn't. He had a breakout game against Chaz Green. He's got 6 sacks in one game. And Chaz Green was obviously released the day after that game.
Sadly.
Never to be seen again. But yeah, I'm sure that's one that still the Dak Prescott still has nightmares about.
I've got a bit. We'll see what happens to the Browns' first play of the game. But I need to, Peter. We need words. You've overcomplicated that one, Peter. You've overcomplicated it.
I'll read after this Baker Mayfield plays. He's under pressure there,
and he throws out of bounds. It just gets out of bounds as well. But
a dad and a son had a walk by the water in Carolina, and his son goes, "Dad, what are those in the water?" Dad replies, "Well, son, we are in Carolina, and there are Carolina Pink Panthers. We are Carolina Pink Panthers."
Could you not have just gone with we were in like a jungle? I know Carolina doesn't have jungles, but I'll admit you did really well with the Steelers one. But why Pink Panther?
I know Pink Panthers.
The one I know is didn't. But Peter, more importantly, you put a smile on our face, and that's all that matters. And we want to see more of it.
We're waiting for that new joke every single time. It's going during the stream.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate them more than most do, Peter. And thank you for that. It's keeping us sane, because if you don't watch the NFL, there's lots of pauses. Oh, is that a defensive holding?
Yeah, on Denzel Ward, their top cornerback. On it's Breland, sorry. The Chiefs are on defense.
Massive, and that is definitely holding. Massive let off for the Browns, because they were facing a long 3rd and 10 there.
Yeah, they're the players that you can't have it as a defensive player. You can't be giving these easy. And we've seen Chris Welch's reaction to that.
Yeah. Chris Welch is loving it just as much as we are today, and it's always nice to have you back, Peter. Because I've not been. Oh my God, what a hit! I've not been in a stream with Peter in a while. He didn't come in for the Trophy des Champions, which basically turned into a podcast between me and Josh because it was 1-0. It was crap, or 2-0 in the end, but it was crap.
Yeah, one of those games.
It was basically Josh and KL talks football for about I don't know if Chris Welch was in it. I can't remember. Welch, was you in the basically let's talk rubbish stream the other day? As the Cleveland Browns face another 2nd and 10. Mayfield fires deep wide right, and that's overthrown as well. There's a flag.
I think it could be roughing the passer or pass interference. I think it's been roughing the passer.
Well, the flag was by the sideline where I saw it was pass interference.
Yeah.
Because it was on the sideline. Offensive pass interference.
Is that Donovan Peoples-Jones? It is indeed.
It is. With offensive pass interference, I'll have to have a look.
A push-off, maybe.
Yeah. It's that extension of the arm, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if he'd have caught the ball, but the fact that it was, not even complete, but I do it, like you say, once the arm extends, it's a pass interference. Which, by the way, Michael Gallup's arm did not extend on Jalen Ramsey. And I know it's week 1, but I'm still very angry about that because it wasn't a pass interference. We could have won the game.
Pass interference is one of the most inconsistent things in the NFL. As Baker drops back, fires over the middle, a big catch.
And Njoku.
And we talked about the athleticism of David Njoku getting up to high point the football.
It's a great play by Njoku. Kind of jumps up and uses his body to keep the defender away. And again, Baker Mayfield stays strong in the pocket, delivers a strike, and that's a huge play for the Browns' momentum.
That is, and that was a big play by David Njoku, who's kind of had some big plays already this game. Caught a nice screen pass earlier for big yardage, and then a nice throw over in the middle from Baker Mayfield, who most of the time when he makes his big throws, they're usually off play action, so he can have more time in the pocket. Very much Kirk Cousins-esque. But why'd you laugh?
I'm just laughing now. Like, Kirk Cousins is one of those players that you love him and you hate him because you know that when he gets time to throw the ball, like he can deliver strikes. But
yeah,
I'll read the group chat sometimes and it'll say, Kirk again, what are you doing? Rolling up in a ball, taking the sack. He's one of those players that 1 minute you love him, 1 minute you hate him just because of how different he is.
I will say, Will, I know this is nothing to do with this game at all, but pre-buy Kirk, I was take a quarterback in the first round. I'm done with this guy. We should never have extended him. Never have extended Zimmer. Spielman, meh, whatever. But post-buy, relaxed KL came out and he said, I'm okay with Kirk Cousins. We can keep Zimmer. Unless you have a defense like you had this year again, and then you can F off.
Yeah.
But I'm all about that Desmond Ridder 3rd round hype, but it's not going to happen. But we'll do draft things because I'm adamant we're going to do a trade on that day. We're trading back because we want to get back in the 2nd round. I just know it's going to happen. Yeah,
I know because you don't have a 2nd round pick, do you? But I think you've got maybe 47 3rd round pick. 50 round picks.
Excuse me.
I do love picks.
Oh, Rick and his picks. You can't take them away from each other. Chris asked, was it the PSG v Marseille game? It was, Chris. It was. I mean, you might not have known because we barely mentioned it because it was that bad of a game. So I bet Will was glad he didn't watch PSG v Marseille in the Coupe. Was it the trophy?
I've been tuning for every single stream, but I can't say I watched that one. Well, it doesn't sound like I missed anything.
Oh no, you missed a great chat. Remember a right good chat. If you wanted to watch it for football reasons, football commentary on that specific game, you were in the wrong place.
Yeah.
But the field goal target line is out. They're about 20 yards away, would you say, Will?
From the field goal, I think they are. Yeah.
And that ball was tipped.
Flag is
but there is a flag.
How many flags in his last 2 minutes?
Well, it depends if it's offensive or defensive pass interference. This one looks like it's going to be defensive.
Yeah, it's on Sorensen, number 49. Yeah.
And this one is defensive pass interference, and it's an automatic first down because I think that's a spot foul on Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, contacts me before he's even able to try and get hold of the ball. Definitely a pass interference.
Yeah. And to be fair, nearly made the catch anyway. It was just out the palm of his hands. But now that edges them ever closer to the field goal line. But if you're Cleveland, I think you want to take 7 from this situation that you're in now.
Yeah, you need to be looking to get a touchdown here, definitely.
And that's, again, a quick throw by Mayfield, blown up by Thornhill. Got one hand on it, but nothing more there. And they're getting ready for the halftime report because we're not long away now, and we'll see what game or what score this game ends at halftime.
Yeah, we'll see if the Browns can punch it in the end zone or at least get a field goal, which I think they will. Maybe at least leave with some points, but they need to at least get in range before they do that. And it's 2nd and 10 now. And Njoku, like you say, has been lining up inside and outside quite a bit in this game. He's been a bit of a weapon for him so far. I'd like to see a bit more Jarvis Landry. I think they need to get him more involved in the game. We've got another Peter joke, by the way. We'll get it after this. Play by Mayfield and hits a strike. Caught. That's Rashard Higgins, I think.
It is. And he is hyped after that play. But as you say, we've seen pretty much everyone but Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
For this Cleveland offense, and he's working Tre'Davious Ward again. And it's a good catch, and he gets out of bounds as well.
Nice play. Nice throw again by Baker. You know what? Baker Mayfield, I think he's played pretty well in his first half of what he's had to work with. I think he's made some really nice throws. The Browns are moving now. Yeah,
the Browns are definitely moving. And they're beginning to... they're definitely in field goal range. But as we said earlier, I think if you're Cleveland, you've got 2 timeouts.
Mm.
You can stop the clock with the incomplete pass as he throws over the middle, and it's caught. And it's...
Touchback. It's been given as a touchback.
Oh, my God.
Oh, was it Higgins? It was Higgins, wasn't it?
The worst possible outcome for the Cleveland Browns.
Sorensen.
He's not.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. He doesn't have control over the goal line. The ball's out before that, and it goes out of the back of the end zone. Touchback.
Oh, my God.
No.
The worst possible.
You go from why did he reach?
An unbelievable hit by Sorensen as well.
An
absolute game-saving play.
And that's why Kansas City are world champions, because they make plays like that.
And it rolls out the back of the end zone.
To be fair, I have seen that once before in a game involving the Cowboys. We played the Raiders in a Week 15 game. The loser, their season ended. And Derek Carr took off on a run. I think it was 3rd down and 8. And Derek Carr took off on a run. He escaped the pocket. The defensive linemen weren't there, The defensive lineman pressured him, and he kind of escaped. And the linebackers were obviously in coverage. And Derek Carr took off. And Jeff Heath, who now plays for the Raiders, he comes out of nowhere, flying over. Derek Carr leaps for the goal line. And Jeff Heath hits him in the back. Derek Carr's reached for the goal line. Goes out the back of the end zone. We win the game with like 10 seconds to go. That was the last play of the game. But very similar to that situation there, where he's reaching, and it's just a great play by Sorensen. It really is. And just so unfortunate for the Browns. It
doesn't break the plane, or at least I don't think it does. I don't know if they'll give you another angle, but I don't think he breaks the plane.
And while we were reacting to all that drama there with Higgins and the touchback, we got 2 Twitter jokes. First one is, I saw England fans in Detroit.
Yeah.
I looked on the shirt and saw the 3 lions on their shirts.
Right. Now, that is the best one, because that combines football and England. That is beautiful synergy from Peter, and I like that one very much so, Peter.
The pilot driver asked me, so where are you going to go? And I replied, can we touch down somewhere in America?
Sure, why not?
The pilot asked me, where do you want to go? As if he's like flying the Millennium Falcon. You can go anywhere on Earth you want to.
Yeah. I've got a bit... That one did make me laugh as well. And them 2, Peter, were absolutely quality. And I think...
keep them coming.
You're making it difficult to rank the best at the end, but... I'll tell you what, credit to Peter, because imagination you've got to have.
I know.
to think some of these is brilliant, mate. But what an unbelievable, not even an end to the quarter, because now the Chiefs get the ball back.
They can even tack on some more points for the end of the half, which is crazy. But that's why this rule, like, it's always incredible to me because you're literally a yard away from being on the 1 yard line while giving the ball back to the Chiefs on their 20 yard line. That's how close it is. But they're just a quick review on the field here. And obviously, like we thought it would be, it is a touchback. And Higgins made that big catch as well to get them into field goal range as well.
The thing is, though, I understand his decision. He's going.
Oh, yeah, you can't fault him for diving for the pylon. I don't think it's a bad play from Higgins. I think it's just a good play from Sorensen blowing the play up.
It is, and I cannot believe it's ended in a touchback when the Browns were gaining momentum.
What do you think of a bit of a head-to-head contact there by Sorensen?
Yes.
Initiated with the helmet.
Well, I'm sorry, Will, but I've seen a few dodgy helmet-to-helmet calls. Most of them when it happened to Kirk Cousins and they ignored it. When Harrison Smith hit someone with the shoulder, but it's a head. But for me, I agree with you. I think he's leaning like that. But if you're looking at what it was helmet to helmet. But I wouldn't have been surprised, but I don't mind the call not going.
Yeah, it's a bang play. Really, it happens so quickly that you can't really tell. And with it's not like it's a hit at the 50-yard line. The circumstances are it's a touchback.
It's one of them.
Can you overturn that? Tough one, really.
What do you want Sorensen to do? Because when you're jumping like that, he's leading with his shoulder.
Yeah.
His head can't cut it off. He can't levitate and cut it off. This is what I've never understood. Is like some of them where they lead with the shoulder and the head just hits them. It's just like, well, he's not leading with his head, is he?
No, he's not leading with like the crown of his helmet.
Yeah. What do you want him to do? He can't exactly levitate, and Mahomes blew up at the back there.
And a drop by Tyreek Hill, which we don't really see a lot.
Yeah, and that was a big play. And I think, trying to see who made the play, I couldn't quite see it because they're just showing Tyreek Hill, and it was Harrison Jr. who had a clear hit on Mahomes.
The former Jaguar, the Ronnie Harrison.
Oh,
with the trade for
the safety.
Yeah, the safety of Ronnie Harrison from I think out of Alabama a few years ago drafted.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see Mahomes drop back again. This time it is caught. A gain of about 3 or 4.
Byron Pringle, yeah, nice gain there.
And I'm going to leave you for the next Peter joke because it's your team, so you tell me your thoughts on the Peter joke.
Let's have a look at this. Stuart went to Dallas on holiday with his mates and then went to a party just as Cowboys. I like it. And you know what? At first glance, I thought it said Stuart Dallas.
That would have been good, though.
How strange is that? Because I thought, like, Peter, if you just randomly picked to use the name Stuart there, because there is a player for Leeds United called Stuart Dallas, and that's what I thought it was. I thought Stuart Dallas had gone,
of course,
holiday and dressed up as a cowboy. But yeah, another quality one.
Because a lot of the jabs I've made at Will this year have been one Dallas has picked up more wins than the other, and I don't even like Leeds United, but we can always a nice friendly jab. And obviously, Will like to remind me that the one drop Justin Jefferson pretty much made all year was the one that would have carried us driving downfield. And every time I mention CD dropping a catch, I know what's coming back. It's straight away, even though we have the Rookie of the Year. Well, we don't. But
Justin Herbert's going to win, unfortunately.
Sadly so. But we'll see.
I don't know. I feel like Odell Beckham won the nice play from Mahomes there on the run to Travis Kelce. Yeah, they're going to try and I think they want to spike it.
Tell you what, he's moving for some speed with a man with an injury.
Spikes the ball with 14 seconds to go. Chiefs on the Browns 30.
I mean, they did have a timeout, so maybe they want to get one more play in, but
Yeah, I mean, with the timeout, it gives you flexibility. It gives you like a bit of, you can run the ball if you want and call the timeout. You can use like a little end around play. It kind of gives you some options. But yeah, I think going back to that rookie year, I think Odell Beckham won Rookie of the Year when he had a similar season to Jefferson.
Yeah,
but I don't think there was there's never been a rookie that passed over 30 touchdowns in a season, which is what Herbert did this year. But those were the two. Two phenomenal rookie seasons. I mean, both teams have got their future sorted in that position without a doubt. Another flag on the plate. I think it might be holding.
So obviously this play can't. It can't end on a flag basically. So we'll have to see what the flag is for.
Well, I think it could be offside.
Well, Andy Reid's arms are outstretched.
Yeah.
It is offside. But it's on the defense. Yep, so it is a result of the play is a first down, and they'll bring Butker out again to extend this lead from 19 to 3. And what could have been a touchdown for the Browns has ended up as a field goal for the Chiefs because of a touchback.
It could have been 16-7, instead it's 19-3.
I mean, it could have been 16-10.
I'm sorry, I meant to say 10, not 7. That's what I meant. Yeah, it could have been a 6-point game, but instead now it's a 16-point game.
And it is good.
10-point swing there in that touchback and field goal. Crazy.
And
another Peter joke, by the way.
Yeah, no, I did see, and I appreciate that one because this year they were the Chicago Teddy Bears. No one feared playing the Chicago.
Yeah.
They're not the Bears, they're the Teddy Bears. And I like that one, Peter, very much so. But we are at halftime, Peter. So thank you for the first half. I might have to go through and count how many teams you've got left, but I think you've got enough to get us through the second half. I think
yes.
But in review of the first half, it's been an entertaining game to watch. I think it's gone very quickly, and it's 19-3 to the Kansas City Chiefs. We had a Patrick Mahomes touchdown run, missed point by Butker. The Browns replied with a field goal. This half, obviously not over. Pretty much is over.
Put the halftime score up anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So the Browns replied with a field goal. Then it was a touchdown for Travis Kelce, who flew into the end zone. And 2 field goals later, the Chiefs are back, and they're doing a few laterals at the back, and it's just going to get swallowed up.
That will bring us to halftime. And the Cleveland will receive the second half kickoff, so at least they get the ball back first.
Yeah, but they have everything to do. And by all intents and purposes, not a bad half from Cleveland. I know that sounds really strange, but for me, it's been moments on offense which have really killed drives. You look back at the sack on Baker Mayfield and the loss of yardage on the trick play. Then the touchback in the end zone just there. Absolutely unfortunate circumstances.
It's kind of like empty calories. They've got all these yards of offense, but nothing to show for it, which is very, very unfortunate. They've shown they can get down on the Chiefs they've shown they can get out the Chiefs' defense, but they've just not put the points up on the board, which is very, very unfortunate for the Browns. But yeah, they have shown they can do it. They just need to take the opportunities a bit more because they've left too many points on the table. Far too many points on the table.
There's been some impressive drives from the Browns, which have consisted of 4 or 5 first downs, but when it's come to near the red zone, just outside, they've not managed to produce anything. But in terms of the Kansas City Chiefs, they have done exactly what we knew they were going to do. When on offense, they've come away with points. They've not had a 3-and-out yet at all. But the Mahomes injury is one to be monitored. It doesn't look like he's affecting him at all with the way he's playing. Maybe a lack of mobility a little bit, but he's still making plays, sidearming, making deep throws over the middle. And if not, he's running for first downs even with a dodgy ankle. There's no way. There's no real way. Do you see a way for this Browns team to stop? For me, they've got to start putting a bit of pressure on Mahomes up front.
Yeah, I think Miles Garrett, Richardson, all them defensive linemen, they've got to get more pressure on Mahomes. We know that he's picked up that injury, and if they can, like I said, if they can find a way to get more pressure on him, obviously it's going to make them more easy. But I've just not seen enough from the Browns.
No.
The Browns defense. I think the offense has been fantastic, but the defense hasn't helped them out really. It's got a few stops here and there, courtesy of some penalties or a dodgy play call. But yeah, I think the Browns in the second half, their defense really needs to step up if they're going to win this game, because the Browns are down. They need 17 points to take the lead, but also you've got to take into account that's without the Chiefs scoring. So the Browns defense needs to get some stops here, without a doubt.
Yeah, the one time they've got to Mahomes is when they've had pressure from Ronnie Harrison. A safety coming up into the box and making a play like that. But if you do drop a man in there, you've only got one safety back, and they can beat you over the top. It really is a catch-22 with this Chiefs team.
Yeah.
You're taking a big gamble up front, but we'll have to see if they can create any sort of thing in the second half. But that is the first half of the Chiefs versus the Browns, 19-3. And I would go through the stats, but I want to talk about the games coming up first. So we've got the games that happened last night, Will. Rams versus Packers. The Packers again keep their good form up as the first seed in the NFC, but it was a Rams team without a quarterback. Well, they had a quarterback, but they still need to get that situation sorted, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that game, really?
It's kind of what I expected. I thought the Rams defense it'd stop. It wasn't going to be like a blowout. I thought the Rams defense would keep the game close. But the way Rodgers is playing, like I said, he's playing incredible right now. He's just so efficient with the ball. He does not turn the ball over. I think I saw like the Packers all of this regular season in the 16 games they played. I think they had like 9 giveaways. So I think it was from Rodgers throwing 5 picks, maybe a few fumbles. I mean, some people have like 4 or 5 turnovers a game, and the fact that the Packers only have 9 in the entire season just shows how effective they are with the ball. And when they don't turn the ball over, it's very hard for the Rams. Like they had Goff with a broken finger, very hard for him because once the Packers took the lead, the Rams had to start throwing the ball. And with Goff being injured, it just was not going to work. He wasn't healthy, and you can't rely on that defense as much. And also Aaron Donald, he was out for most of the second half, and when he's not in the middle, you're missing your best player, probably the best player in the entire league. When he's not playing, you're not going to get as much press up on the defensive line. But yeah, it was a game I thought the Packers would win comfortably, but the Rams were close until that big play to Lazard blew the game open. But yeah, the Packers look like the favourites to come out of the NFC, I think.
Definitely. So we'll get on to the other game that happened just after that. But we do have people, that touchdown joke from Peter. Chris says, I agree, quality joke from Peter. Me and my family walked into a random forest in Jacksonville, and we witnessed a family. I'm not sure.
Family
yeah. Do you think that's the natural term for a group of jaguars is a family of jaguars? I'd like. Give me a second, Peter. Give me a second.
Also living in a random forest in Jacksonville.
Yes, in Florida. It's a random forest for a group of jaguars. Let's have a find out, shall we? What is a scientific name for a group of jaguars? A shadow of jaguars.
Wow.
Now that is an amazing name for a group. By the way, also, fun fact, Will, do you know what a group of flamingos is called?
Family of flamingos.
No. A flamboyance of flamingos.
Flamboyance of flamingos? Really?
Yes, and that is National Geographic KL coming out there telling you it's a flamboyance of flamingos.
Flamingos.
Yeah, and they're not actually pink. They're not born pink anyway. So, fun fact.
Is it true that they just stand on one leg as well, flamingos? They balance on one leg, don't they?
I mean, they do stand on one leg. I don't know, because I know when I stand on one leg, occasionally you have to change. Did you ever do it in school, where you had to stand on one leg for a period of time when teacher were looking the other way, you'd switch legs and just Yeah.
Or if you're in like, I don't know, presser position or sprawl position, and they'd look away and you get down right quickly. Yeah. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I promise.
Yes, definitely. And if you teach you what looking, if you're in sit-ups and you'd be like 5, wait for it. When your teacher comes back around, 9,
Yeah.
10, you miss 3 in the middle.
Everybody knows the tricks, don't they, when it comes to stuff like that.
The tricks of PE. But Chris has put, I'm crying with laughter. I don't blame you, mate. It's unbelievable from Peter today. Random forest. couldn't make it up. You don't make it up. There is so many forests in and around Jacksonville. It's unbelievable.
I mean, the fact that it's just like, oh, my family just went to a random forest. We've just decided to go pick a random forest, and that's where we're going.
He didn't go in Nottingham Forest, which I'm quite sad about. Would have been nice to get that crossover. But I guess if you're in Jacksonville, whatever.
Forest is.
No, you just need to know your random forest. Back to football for a minute, because that was just us talking about flamingos and forests. And why does this always go wrong? Just in the middle.
We're very passionate about, like Kieran said, National Geographic. We do have that energy. I like to shun it out now and again during the stream, during halftime anyway.
Well, this is like when people say, do you know when people see like a David Attenborough news story? I just see the people in the comments getting worried because they always think it's going to be that he's died. And no one wants that to happen.
No, he's a national treasure, isn't
he? David Attenborough will live forever. And I hope he does, because I want to. The thing is, though, he tells us all this wonderful thing about our planet. No one does out, but we like to hear it from David.
He's kind of like, I don't want to say it like, but the newer generation, it's so like relying on tech and everything. Like the world's changed. David Attenborough's kind of like the last person of that era to be so passionate about that one thing. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, like
animals that are going to go extinct in a few years, and
just the earth. David Attenborough to nature is like Brian Cox to space. They're all very intertwined. I don't know why this has become us just praising David Attenborough, but he's one of them people that he might be
on the sports corner.
He might be telling me the world's dying, but he's telling me in a soft and nice way, and he makes me feel okay.
David Attenborough commentating on NFL games. I think I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I would like to see that. He talks about the dog pound and how nice they all are, even though they're just throwing dog bones everywhere. I think it's a bit like if you ever watch daytime TV. Lorraine, she seems happy all the time. Lorraine could tell me that my house is burnt down, but she'll tell it me in a nice way, and that's all that matters. I want to sit on Lorraine's couch and her tell me all the bad things I've done in my life, but she'll tell it me nicely. Anyway.
Or Piers Morgan asking you to explain your life story and not giving you a chance to talk. So, where were you born? It's like, oh, yes, well, let me ask this question. That's Piers Morgan loves to do.
I just like Piers Morgan's Twitter, because between all the government and stuff, you just see a random tweet about Arsenal and how much he hates Ozil. He was like, let's, put the government, hold them to account later. Ozil was lazy. It's like, this is just like completely. Anyway, right, back to the football. If you're still with us, I don't blame you if you're not. If you've got it, it's fine. But Bills v Ravens. Are Bills Mafia back?
Looks like it, and they've got to be chuffed, Bills fans. It's again another team where it's been so long since they were relevant and making noise in the playoffs. Obviously, with the 4 straight Super Bowls in the 90s, lost all 4, which must be absolutely awful. But they're up well on the way, and with the way like we said earlier, you see Mahomes now, with a little bit of an injury, and with how well the Bills are playing right now on both sides of the ball, they've got to be very confident going into that AFC Championship game. Hopefully, well, not hopefully for me, because I'm not really bothered who wins, but hopefully for them, they can make the Super Bowl and enjoy it as fans, because it's very, very rare you see a team in the Super Bowl. I'm yet to see it, unfortunately.
No, they've held Lamar Jackson. They held Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to 3 points, which is difficult because that offense is so dynamic. And I said before the season, I looked on both sides of the ball and thought, what an impressive team the Baltimore Ravens look like. For me, they didn't quite get it clicking this year.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was, but even during the regular season, they didn't blow me away. I think a lot of it was because of COVID and the amount of times that they had to, switch games about, switch whatever about, and it stunted everyone.
The COVID situation in the middle of their season really messed it all up because they were missing so many players. They couldn't get the players acquainted with each other. They couldn't get the game plans right. Is that another joke?
No, I'm just smiling at the joke. We can carry on speaking. Don't worry. I was just looking. You're all right. Go on, Will. Just say, go on. You're all right.
David Attenborough talking about the Bills Ravens game to now talk about Wes Brown. And
excuse me, you forgot Lorraine. Lorraine was involved as well.
You want something on Wes Brown? Wes Brown's family has moved to Cleveland.
There you go. And you'll never guess what that makes him. A Cleveland Brown. There you go. Oh my God, a Cleveland Wes Brown. Right. So upcoming later tonight is the Saints v the Bucks. If it even matters anymore, it's kickoff, and it's Saints v Bucks. What are your expectations for that? Because the Saints swept the Bucks in the regular season.
I think it'll be a high-scoring game. The Bucks have got clicking over this last month. They've all the receivers, Antonio Brown, Godwin, Evans, they all know their roles in that offense now. He's also Gronk as well. He's been making a lot more plays. And Brady is heating up. And when Brady heats up during playoff time, he makes big things happen. But that Saints defense is still one of the top units in the league. And we know that Marshawn Lattimore, he has Mike Evans' number for the moment. 2 games this season held him 66 yards receiving total. So I think Mike Evans will be coming out wanting, to get some yards on Lattimore. But I think it's going to be a very entertaining game. And 2, unbelievable QBs in Breeze and Brady.
Definitely so. And I did see that, speaking of National Geographic, did you see the History Channel advert that Brady put on his Twitter?
Yeah, that was quality, that.
It was. And as he always says, that Brady does poke fun at himself, to be fair.
He does.
Like earlier in the season when he couldn't count to 4. And then he put a post on Twitter to, I think it was LeBron or Mike, I think it was LeBron, where he said, "Congratulations on your 4 thing." And it was him with the whole. Yeah, very good from.
He's won so many Super Bowls and he's made so much money in his career that he can take the piss out of himself. It doesn't really matter. The fact that he's like 42, 43 and he's now playing and now got a chance to make the NFC Championship game with his first season with the Buccaneers is incredible.
Oh, definitely. And if you just look, I'm just looking at the rushing yards per game. 18 rushing yards for the Cleveland Browns. And that is the complete opposite to what we will have expected. But is that maybe a testament to the front of the Chiefs as it's picked off? It's picked off over the middle.
Honey Badger.
The worst possible start to this second half for the Cleveland Browns has happened. Baker is picked off, and that
the worst possible start there.
Honey Badger gets the pick. We'll have to see. Baker's throwing over the middle.
Gets pressured.
As he escapes the pocket, and Tyrann Mathieu, it's just instincts.
Yeah.
It's just, he reads the eyes of the quarterback. He knows exactly where Baker Mayfield's trying to throw it to, and he just gets in front, and that's why he's one of the best backs in the game. Look at him, jumps the route.
Yeah, that's why you pay him. That's what he does. Makes plays on the ball. Like you said, sees where the QB's throwing it, and that's just a top player from a top player. And now the Chiefs have got very good starting field position at the Browns 20. and they could really make their presence felt. And look at the speed of Hardman there. It looks like he's about to lose 2, ends up gaining about 6 or 7.
Yeah, and gets out of bounds. The more the jokes come, the more my laughter gets worse. That is what we like to see, Chris. We want more laughter and more jokes from Peter. And Chris Welch just put, Wes Brown's family be so disappointed in the Cleveland. He will. He's actually booked his ticket back to England after seeing this Cleveland Browns performance, unfortunately. But it could get much worse, Chris. That's all I'm saying. It could get much worse.
And even worse, Myles Garrett's gone down with an injury.
Yeah, it's just not the Cleveland Browns' day today at all. I'm not sure what he's gone down with it.
I think he's holding his hip there, maybe.
He could be.
That's not good news for the Browns.
No, they haven't really got to Mahomes all day anyway, but takes a massive hit with Myles Garrett slowly walking off the field. And what is an uphill task for the Browns anyway might get much worse with pretty much, was it the third play of the first half? The second half, sorry.
Yeah, I think it was. It was very early, very early, 20 seconds into the second half. Mayfield throws the pick, and now Myles Garrett's gone down with injury. So talk about the worst of worst starts for the Browns. As Mahomes just flings it, and what a throw! Oh, Le'Veon Bell just can't bring it in.
Yeah, off the glove of Le'Veon Bell as it was a deep throw. Taki was on coverage. I've already seen the joke on Thingy where did you hear the NFL commentator the other week?
What did he say?
Where Taki made a tackle, and it didn't half make me laugh.
Oh
it really did make me laugh. But Mahomes in the shotgun again, and this time they do get to him, but the sidearm is incomplete.
Well, at least they stopped him, and it was an injured Myles Garrett as well who got the pressure.
And it looks like he's going to play through it. That's both Garrett and Mahomes injured on. But it's just like the walking wounded tackling each other out there.
Yeah, it's getting late in the season. The hits are starting to build up now, where it's getting to the point players are getting injured. But Butker with another chance to put some more points on the board.
Yeah. To make it a 3-score game.
And he's hit
the upright. He's hit the upright. We saw that last night with Justin Tucker. He hit the upright twice. And now from Tucker to Butker, a reprieve for the Cleveland Browns after the worst possible start. I'm not going to say they're back in the game. They're not. But
it's a let-off. It's a huge let-off.
A massive let-off. Massive let-off.
They get that turnover, and all of a sudden the Chiefs are at your 20-yard line, and the fact that they come away with no points is massive. And as we just go to the break, we've got a Peter joke here. We went to Tennessee cinemas to watch 2010 film Clash of the Titans.
Please tell me you Googled the month, the year the film came out, because if you know Clash of Titans release date, just imprinted in your mind, that's very impressive. I would like to know that, in his head he's going, oh, what film? Clash of the Titans. I remember that. 19th of April, 2010. I remember. I just remember, this again, it's completely off topic. I remember watching a press conference with Brock Lesnar for UFC, and someone went, oh, so you've been out injured. How long into your recovery till you felt better? And he went, I think it was about day 49 at hour 12 where I really started to feel the pain. Yeah. He went, about day 12, but I felt the pain ease away a little bit.
Like you've been measuring it or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It was pure Brock Lesnar sarcasm, which is it's Brock Lesnar. Take what you will. I won't tell you wrong.
I've got this video actually that I found on Twitter you might like.
I love it how this has now just become, let's find random tangents. Do you know what, Will? This isn't usually our style, but who cares? It's going brilliantly well.
Yeah, we've reached the commercial break. It's an excuse.
Yeah, and also it's got to the point where usually the games we played last week were about finished. I think about this time.
Yeah.
This is now insanity hours that we've now reached between me and Will. Will's been in work all day and he's just
Pretty zonked, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but we wanted to get at least a playoff game to you, and obviously next week. Is this an actual? Are you going to just play the video?
I'll play the video. Some guy's got a rocket launcher. It's Edge.
Welcome to the sports corner. How do we recover this, Will? How do we recover this?
No, it's all right. Because once we're in the game, we're letting people know about the game, but the commercial is a chance to have fun.
Yeah, and Nick Chubb carried about 5 men downfield. In terms of yards after contact, he went for the outside, didn't spot anything, cut a lane, and then was attempted to be tackled by... No, not at all. About 3 or 4. He's very stocky, small frame, very hard to tackle. And I want to say a good start by the Cleveland Browns, but I don't want to jinx it.
Just kind of sum up this game, how strange it's been. Like, both teams have created tons of offense, including like the Browns have only got 3 points. And
how is he still on his feet?
And he stiff arms Matthew, gets the last laugh on that play.
Now this is the type of players you need to start hyping your team up, and it's Nick Chubb on an outside run, and he cuts inside, shakes a tackle, stiff arms another man. I think it's Sorensen, and then stiff arms Tyrann Mathieu as he gets out of bounds. And now, what another great play by Nick Chubb. And finally, the running game for thing is Kareem Hunt comes in and tries to go up the middle and gains 2 or 3. I think that's one thing we didn't see as much of in the first half, Will, was as much of running the ball from a very run-heavy Cleveland team.
Yeah, they really struggled to get the run game going. And the one thing you mustn't do is abandon the run, because you can't make your offense predictable. And the Browns have definitely come out in the second half, said we're going to continue to run the ball. Let's try and run it more effectively, and that's exactly what they've done. And I think that the missed field goal, I think it's brought some new life to the Browns. When Baker would have thrown that pick, they'd have all been, their heads would have been down. But when they know that they're still in this after that missed field goal,
and that's a big play.
Nice play.
Catch over the middle by Rashard Higgins, a touchdown for him. It's one of them where it's a nice redemption story on the day after the touchback earlier. If you're the Browns, though, Will, I know there's a long time left in this game, but it's a 3-point game. Not a 3-point game, a 3-score game. But it's a 2-score game if you go for 2 points. And with the missed field goals we've seen today and missed extra points, do you think it's an option to just maybe go for 2?
I mean, if you want to. The thing is, with the Browns, if they score a touchdown here, get the 7 points, it'll be a 9-point game. So you could even get a touchdown and a field goal and you took the lead. Whereas if you go for 2, you're risking that you might, only tie the game. But yeah, there's options here for the Browns. But the most important thing is they just need to get it in the end zone, because we've seen so far this game that they've managed to get the problem for them is not getting the yards; it's finishing the drives. They've had a lot of the empty calories where they've got the yards, but it's accounted for nothing in the end. So they need to get this one into the end zone.
Yeah, and they're much more impressive drive, and it's exactly what we were expecting from the Browns. They've ran the ball well, and now they're going to wheel out pass from play action. Baker a low throw, and that will probably get them a first down. Forward progress.
Landry, we've not seen much of him today, Jarvis Landry.
And I'll let you say it the next Peter joke.
It's another one.
It's another one.
I went to New York Airport and walked into airplane there. Then I heard loud noise coming. It was a fighter jet. So
sorry. I walked into an aeroplane door. He didn't walk into the
I
airport.
walked into the airplane door.
He
Then
walked
a
into
loud noise coming, and it was fighter jets flying above us.
I appreciate that he walked into an aeroplane. I'd like to think that it wasn't open. He just hit the door.
It's kind of like, yeah, he's walking down to the airplane, walks into the door,
And
then hears a loud noise, and it's fighter jets.
yeah, then the fighter jets come, and that leaves us with that. Right.
Airplane door.
Right. Cleveland about the 5-4, maybe one of the two.
Oh yeah, first and goal.
Right. And Baker Mayfield fakes the handoff. He's going to throw to the side. And that's caught. Touchdown, Browns. Big play in this game. Jarvis Landry with his second catch of the day. And it's a touchdown. And he was working right on the sideline. It was a toe tap on the side of the end zone.
Yeah, it's a really good play call by the Browns. And it's just literally Jarvis Landry. He just beats. I think it's either Snead or Chevarius.
I think it's Tyrann Mathieu.
I think it's Chevarius Ward he beats. I think.
Oh, is it? Is it? I thought it was because they showed a close up on Matthew after the play.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I think the little double move from Landry on Ward got him free. And Mayfield again, he's had some really nice throws today, and that was another very accurate one. And the Browns, as crazy as it sounds, despite the touchback, despite the interception, they're on the 9 pound in this game, and they're still in it.
Yeah, it is a 10. It's now 19-10, and as you say, I was done with the leave it. Airplane door. That's all we need to say. Just airplane door. Next time you're in maybe the chat, Chris, I might just say to you randomly, airplane door, Chris. Airplane door. And you'll know exactly what's going on. By the way, Will, it's 19-10.
I shall edit the score right now.
That's all right, because there's still plenty of time left in this game because it felt like the game was getting away from the Browns, but now they're back in it, and there's a lot of time left. Even though, they ran the ball, they've still got enough time left to run the ball and stick to their identity.
Yeah, that's the thing that we said they needed to come out the box and score early. And when Baker threw that pick, it was kind of like, this game could be over if the Chiefs score this again. But they missed a field goal. Give them a chance, give them that final chance to get back into the game, and they took it. Brilliant drive. They run the ball fantastically, and with Chubb and Hunn, and some nice throws to Higgins, and obviously the touchdown pass to Landry. And the Browns.
I think it shows the character of the Browns, this new Browns team, because teams of the past, it's difficult not to just roll over and think it's not our day. Look, we came to play. We've had an impressive season, because they could rest on their morals and say we've had a good season for, what we've had over the past years. But no, they've come out and they're fighting still. Baker doesn't seem to be worried. He's got a short memory, which is good. You need that in the National Football League.
Yeah, you do.
And he throws a pass in the end zone to Jarvis Landry, who's finally getting involved.
Finally, yeah. They need to get him more involved because he is their main receiver, and one of Baker Mayfield's favourite targets. So he's developed a very good chemistry since he's been with Cleveland. But the Browns still in this. We said it earlier. The Browns had only scored 3 points, but they've not played bad at all. They marched down the field. They're just not taking the chances. And now it's only a 9-point game, and the ball is back with the Chiefs now. See if Patrick Mahomes and that dodgy foot. See what they do, because the Browns will be rejuvenated with a bit of energy now after scoring that touchdown without a doubt.
Well, to be fair, that the Browns have only given up 2 scores, and luckily for them, it's been kind of not a poor performance. Well, yeah, actually, I'm not going to pull any punches. A poor performance from Harrison Butker.
Yeah,
kind of kept them around as the ball rolls off the. And I think they're going to allow, because of the wind, as you can see with the towel on the back of the holder.
We need second a penalty in primary school at lunchtime. Someone pinned ball for us.
And then you always had that guy which was holding it and then rolled it out the way when you went to kick it.
Oh, what are you doing?
But
Which then meant there was a laughter.
yeah, playground absolutely erupted. Even like absolutely erupted.
I'm not friends with you anymore.
I don't know why we've got so many primary school playground references from when we used to be in primary, but
Love the analogies.
we were talking about it the other day. You know, when you used to put like coats as nets, even though like
Oh yeah.
it made no sense, and then you used to go, "No, it went off the inside of the post. There's no post.
No, that went over, mate. That went over.
There's no crossbar."
Yeah.
And Mahomes, oh,
again, a bit shaky throw from Mahomes. He doesn't look comfortable, obviously, with that foot, and you can tell there because he's missed Kelsey on that target.
yeah, and it came off the hand of Kelsey, and I thought it was going to be tipped for an interception, but fortunately for the Chiefs, they've had a couple of them today, but no one's been in the right position at the right time, like they were in Pittsburgh last weekend, where it just seemed that everything was falling for the Cleveland Browns. Not today, but we'll see, because if they can cause the first 3 and out of the day, that is a massive advantage for Cleveland. But Mahomes throws to the sideline, and that
is a catch, maybe?
It is a catch.
Demarcus Robinson, I think, with his first catch of the day.
We're just
again,
seeing.
Back shoulder.
Oh, no, that's not a catch.
No, that hit the ground.
I think they'll challenge it. They've snapped the ball. They can't challenge it.
Wasn't even a catch, Cleveland. You could have called the timeout, use your challenge, and it'd be 3rd down. That's not a catch. It's hit the ground. Oh.
I mean, to be fair, it looks like he has control as he's going to the ground. And then
although did touch the ground. I think that's an incomplete pass, but Stefanski opted against it.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because I thought, like you, when I watched the replay, I thought it was an incomplete pass, but that is
it's a great
nice. That is a big play. Wilson really met him at the point of attack from, I think it was it Le'Veon Bell? No.
Damien Williams, I think.
Damien Williams again, getting the run, but a big stop there, and leaves it at 3rd and 1, I think, or might even be less than that, but I think it's about 3rd and 1.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 1, and this could be a huge play right now for the Browns. They brought the tight ends out anyway, the Chiefs. Opting out, they're going to run. I think they're going to throw it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And they're going to go around the outside. They're going to run it with Mahomes. He will get it.
Ooh, that's close. And Mahomes, he went down there, Mahomes, didn't he?
This is the problem with running it with your quarterback. My God. That doesn't look good at all. That does not look good at all with the way he tried to get. He looks out of it.
I think he's landed on his head there, you know. Well, the tackle. There's nothing wrong with the tackle. I think it's the way he's gone down. Although,
no,
he looked like he got knocked out in midair.
Yeah. Just trying to see.
Because look, he goes all like stiff. As Wilson's got his arm around his neck, but he's not no control of his body there, Mahomes.
No, that is a really that looked scary.
That was very scary because his eyes were just gone, and he couldn't even stop without people helping.
Yeah, no. The way he got back up and then
fell over, yeah.
When your legs go limp, that is not a good sign. Sorry. Which obviously we hope nothing bad. He has gone into the blue medical tent. That was scary, that.
And Chad Henne's in his first postseason game.
I'd say, I guess, congratulations, but it's not the circumstances you wanted. They're going to spot it there.
Short, I believe.
They are going to spot it short, but for me, I thought he got it.
Strange one, that. Really, really weird what happened to Mahomes there.
Yeah, but I also think he got the first down.
I thought
he's running to the
medical center.
The locker room.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a play around the outside. They're going to get it.
Damien Williams.
And when you've got speedsters like that, sometimes instead of going up the middle, if you're going to go on the outside, you need a man who can make it as quickly as both Damien Williams, and even if they'd have done Tyreek Hill there, I think they would have been all right. Because just pure speed, you can't teach speed.
You can't, especially when you've got the defense baiting, like they're going to go one way, and you flip it to Williams, no one there, and then it's And Garrett shook up as well. Yeah.
This is a very kind of evolved into a really strange game. And that's a low snap, but the handoff is still good.
Damien Williams runs a man over. Great run from Damien Williams, gains about 15, I think.
Yeah. It's one of them where it wasn't great tackling, but Damien Williams has come to life. It was a really bad snap, but Damien Williams gets away from one. Someone tries a shoelace tackle, doesn't pay off. And as you say, mows a man over.
Lowered the shoulder. Nice run, and now he's going to get a break on the sideline.
Been really crucial on this drive, and now we'll see if anything changes under Chad Henne as he's under centre. And they'll try and run it up the gut.
I think that's Le'Veon Bell, yeah.
A gain of 6. Maybe a gain of 5 or so. Yeah, it's getting very feisty on the field because you've seen a couple, and I don't know what happened. Are you hearing anything on commentary?
Just it's weird because I don't think the commentary team know the way he landed. Like he didn't land flat on his head. I think maybe because he had his hand around his neck. But sometimes what happens is I know this from watching boxing is when Chad Henne's passes batting down there by number 96. In boxing, if you hit on the chin, when boxers fall down when they go floppy, it's because there's actually a nerve that goes down in your chin. If you get smacked on it, it just blacks you out. You know, you lose control. I know you probably know it from UFC as well. It's
if you hit your temple,
it
might not be the cleanest shot in the world, but if you hit here or here, your legs. That's why everyone does the chicken dance. It's not because you've been hit with like the most powerful shot ever. It just shuts down your body, and this is why Conor McGregor said, "Precision beats power."
Yeah,
because if you hit them in the right spots, and that might have been what it is. As that's going to be short.
The shot's a great play.
It is, and Peter has another joke for us. And the mad thing is, Peter, right? I'll let you say the joke first.
Wow. In Kansas City, Tyreek fell down.
Fell on the hill.
Then just finds him shouting, "Chiefs need some help here." Another Kansas City Chiefs joke.
But he did get Tyreek Hill's name. But do you not remember when they faced the Bucks? And he started ringing, he went, "Help is on the way."
Yeah.
Help is on the way.
Yeah.
That's just reminded me of it. So that's very topical. I don't know if you meant that, Peter, but that is quite comical. As Butker makes it 22-10.
12 yeah.
Yeah, but this isn't going to be the ending to the game I think any of us expected, as Tyreek Hill is heated on the sidelines. Oh my God. And it's all falling apart on the Chiefs sideline.
Not happy at all.
Unbelievable. Tyreek Hill better get the Chiefs in because he is absolutely starting a fight with his own.
Chiefs in, aren't they?
Wow.
But yeah, what an unbelievable drive that was from the Mahomes injury to the 4th down play from Williams. Then Tyreek Hill getting the heat on the sideline. Crazy. But the Browns still in this 12-point game.
This is the thing. If you're the Browns, you're watching all these things unfold in front of you, and your hope is just completely changing for the future of this game, especially if unfortunately we pray to God he's okay. But if Mahomes stays in the tent,
yeah, it was scary because if he got hit, then he didn't know control.
It was the moment when he tries to get up, and there he goes. And that is not something you like to see. You see it in. I don't know what happens.
I think he had his arm around his neck, something, then he's hitting the ground, and it's almost maybe like sucker punched his arm into his chin, maybe.
I'm trying to see like a report. Do you know if he's gone in to be, questionable with an ankle injury or like questionable with a.
I think we'll get an update maybe when the commercial break ends.
Well, that's.
I'm just going to go quickly get a drink.
Well, luckily for me, I've brought the drink upstairs with me to pour, to be prepared. But really, really scary moment for Patrick Mahomes there. I will try and find out if anything's been reported because I do have notifications on some journalists, Pelissero, Rappaport, the big journos that cover the sport. Peter, I'm going to wait for Will to get back before we tell him the joke. I appreciate it though. Nice Le'Veon Bell. You are turning to players, and I appreciate that. But we'll have to see also what happened on that sideline because Tyreek Hill blowing up in anger at one of the other members on the sidelines. I don't know who it was, but it wasn't. I don't think it was Eric Bieniemy. But let's have a choice of. Let's have a look. I'm trying to see anything on this unfortunate thing, but no, nothing at the moment on the Patrick Mahomes injury. We hope he comes back as healthy as possible. But I'll keep the Le'Veon Bell joke for when Will gets back, Peter. I appreciate it. As we're still in the third quarter, and now this Browns team seems to have a little bit of life in this game, and they're back on offense now. And this is Baker Mayfield's time. You know, he's had a great rookie season, second season slump. We'll see if he can create a third season playoff comeback against the best team in the National Football League. But it starts badly. He throws it away, but it won't be a loss of yardage. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Cleveland Browns. As nothing really came of that, but we'll have to see how Chad Henne does. He's not as good as Patrick Mahomes. I think that's fair to say. But he's a backup. He's a lifelong back. But we've seen some good performances from backups. Heineke was a good performance. Huntley, not so much. We'll have to see how he takes it after this. And they hand the ball off to Nick Chubb, who cuts down and finds a lane through the middle. A gain of about 6, I think, which will leave them with a manageable third down. A 3rd down and 4 for the Cleveland Browns. And I mean, if this Chiefs defense gets a stop, then this is big for the Chiefs because the momentum is definitely at the moment with the Cleveland Browns. We'll see if they can convert this third down, a short third down. And it is 3rd and 4. Baker Mayfield in the shotgun. It was a low snap, but he gets his hands to it, trying to find an open receiver. He does find it, but he finds him short. It was David Njoku again with a diving athletic catch. But they're down to 4th and 1. KD's coming in, but these jokes are awful. No, they're not, KD. There's been a few today that are brilliant. I don't know if you've not been in the whole time, but some of these have genuinely had us. Well, they've had me chuckling, but you know my sense of humour. So it depends. No, some of them had Will chuckling as well. But the Cleveland Browns will keep the offense out there. And Ethan put David Njoku. Is that what I said? I thought I said David Njoku. Am I pronouncing it wrong, Ethan? You'll have to let me know. You'll have to let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I thought it was David Njoku, but it might just be my accent. To be honest, it's not the greatest accent. And if you want to go through Peter's jokes, I'll let you go. But KD don't like them. I thought some have been good tonight. Will, I don't know about you, mate.
KD didn't like him.
Yeah, I know. Terrible.
Livian was ringing the doorbell on purpose to annoy his family. Livian, oh, for fuck's sake. It took me a while to get that one. Byron, he's an onion Pringle.
Yeah, I think he's...
Oh, Byron Pringle.
yeah. I was going to say, I think it's Byron Pringle was the joke there. But I don't know if Ethan was telling me I'm pronouncing David Njoku wrong. Am I? Is it David? Wait, let me have a look.
It's David Njoku.
But Ethan's told me it's David Nachoku. Maybe it's that. David Nachoku.
I thought it was David Njoku.
That's what I thought, David Njoku. But Ethan, if you are still here, this is like when we talked about Albert Okwudbunam and Noah Igbenogany. You could say them names however you wanted. I know Njoku's a little bit shorter, but we'll have to see.
Noah Igbenogany, which we just started calling him Noah I, or Albert Okoregmegbu, whatever he's called.
Albert Okwudbunam.
We tore his ACL, by the way.
I know. But Baker, that's thrown away. And they looked back, and the guy, by the way, I have now got a report. Mahomes, who went down, is being evaluated for a concussion.
Yeah, like we thought then.
Yeah, he has gone down.
Scary though, that man. That was scary.
Yeah, that wasn't like, sometimes, with Andy Dalton where you could see the collision straight away. He's not coming back. That one was like he was there, but not all there. And
where you've got control of your body, but you haven't. And he's kind of trying to walk and he stumbles all over the place. Like Andy Dalton was the count, we knew that. But
isn't it mandatory to have 2 weeks out with a concussion?
If you get diagnosed with a concussion, yeah, you have to. Because I know the NFL have been taking it really seriously, and I think the Premier League should do the same.
Yeah, I agree.
Them seriously because they are dangerous injuries. But if he does get diagnosed with a concussion, then and they do win this game, yeah, it'll be Chad Henne at QB.
If they win this game, but he would be back for the Super Bowl. He'd be back in the week of the Pro Bowl. But we'd have to see. There's so many unknowns, but
all we know is right now is that it's not ideal for the Chiefs.
No, not at all.
That's all we know.
But Baker Mayfield has to convert another third down. Throws over the middle. That is caught again. And it's Rashard Higgins and a bit of afters.
Him and Matthew.
From Tyrann Mathieu. It'll be interesting
in this game, aren't they?
Yeah, and someone else is down, but I think he's going to get back up now. The thing is, this game has been very feisty this second half. I don't know what's been said or what's happened.
I know there were words said yesterday between Ramsey and Davante Adams, and those were quickly shut down when Davante Adams was, all over him. But I don't really know where the words have been said during this game because you can tell some players are pissed off, and I do not know why.
Yeah, and Nick Chubb again. It's a shoelace tackle, which brings him down. But
he's run the ball brilliantly in the second half, Nick Chubb.
He has. And I also saw, because maybe it's a slightly biased Vikings fan, it definitely was, illegal forward motion on Davante Adams is, where he was in motion across and then it was a touchdown. But if you looked at the specific point the ball was snapped, he may have been a toe, like leaning forward. But
yeah,
I don't think it would have made a difference to the scoreline, not with the Rams team that sadly didn't offer too much. As Rowan's coming, is Mahomes out, Chad Henne in? Yes, he is, mate. Yes, he is. Well, he's not right now. Baker Mayfield's in right now. But yeah.
Mahomes went down. Concussion.
You must have seen all the reports on Twitter because they've all just come out now saying he's been looked at for a concussion. And it is the fourth quarter. Yeah, I think if you just went on Twitter, I think they're putting it all over it now. But Ronald Jones is active for the Bucks, and Taysom Hill and Latavius Murray are out.
Well, that's big because Taysom Hill, even when he doesn't start QB, is a massive weapon for the Saints. As a receiver, a running back, or whatever, returner. And even sometimes bring him in for a QB as like a like a wildcat formation where they're trying to do like a QB run. But yeah, that's a big loss for the Saints. That, and also they've also getting Ronald Jones, who's probably been their best running back this season. Fournette's been in and out the lineup, being all right.
Yeah, running the ball's not their thing.
Not their thing. Is I mean, when they lost to the Saints last time, 38-3, I think they had 4 rushing attempts, which you just can't have in a game.
Rome put he saw a big hit on him. But the interesting part is, it wasn't like it was a good tackle. It was a fine tackle.
It was more of an awkward.
Yeah. He just landed face down, and it was very strange.
Yeah.
Because like when you look back at it, we both thought he's getting up gingerly, but it's probably because of his ankle. And then his ankle combined with his head, it was awful. It looks absolutely. It's one of them where, as we said at the time, it was a bit scary. Really, it was like Jesus. You don't want to see.
Really,
you don't want to see that.
Yeah, the last thing, because you can't look at these athletes and you think, you watch them play and you forget these are athletes and they can get injured. You just kind of look at them as like superstar players that are putting on a performance for the fans, but these are humans as well that also can get injured no matter how good or bad you are. So when homes go down, you're like, wow, it happens to anybody really. Nothing
highlighted that more than Alex Smith. When he was, when he had that absolutely horrific injury, and then, fortunately he came back and he was all right and all that stuff. But you just forget that guy could have not been able to walk again. You look at
almost died, Alex Smith, because his leg was infected. It went black.
Infected, yeah, of course. And the linebacker for Shazier,
Ryan Shazier,
yeah, he had to learn to walk again because of It's one of them things where you look at these sports and it's so much fun, it's so much entertainment, but sometimes things do go wrong. It's like any sport. You've seen, if you go to football, you've seen Fabrice Muamba, Ryan Mason, Raul Jimenez, all these sorts of things happen. I understand where you're coming from. It's just scary. It's not, I don't think it'll be as bad. I think it is just a concussion, but it is still scary to see as Mayfield throws wide right, and he does get the first down.
Njoku, not
again
David Njoku.
And Peter's put Kareem is on the hunt in this game. Very nice.
He is.
I'll be honest, it's more Nick Chubb in this game. Kareem's come in for a few nice runs, but I'll tell you what, David Njoku has been very impressive this game.
Yeah, he's been a big target in the passing game, and if you saw the stats there, 18 rushing yards in the first half for the Browns, 72 so far, and that's only the third quarter alone because the fourth quarter's just started. And there's Kareem Hunt forward for another first down for the Browns.
Peter has inspired Kareem Hunt as he was on the hunt for the first down, and he got it. And this is what is amazing about this Cleveland Browns team when you've got a 1-2 punch like Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, because Nick Chubb's now he's just recharging on the sidelines, ready to come in.
And they almost don't lose a step because they're both fantastic running backs. Like Kareem Hunt, I think in his first year, he won the rushing title for the Chiefs, 1,300 yards. And then he got released after an incident where a video was released of him kicking a girl in the head. The Chiefs released him. He got banned for the rest of the season. And the Browns signed him on like a 1-year, $800K deal, basically nothing. And, obviously he got released for doing a bad thing. And he served his suspension, everything. But I think people just forgot how good of a player he was when he came back. Like, he was still Kareem Hunt. He barely had any yards on his body. He won the rushing title. And the fact that the Browns have got Chubb and Hunt, and I'm pretty sure they signed Hunt to a 2-year deal before the season started. So like a really, really team-friendly deal. So they've got them both tied up for at least a few more seasons.
And, it is a terrible thing. You've got to... Hopefully, we'll never see any report of anything like that again as... Jesus, the catch was out of, was it Higgins or Landry?
I think it was Landry, yeah. You're right.
Yeah, out of the hands of Landry, almost into the hands of Tyrann Mathieu. Unbelievable. And have you read Peter's previous comments about McCall? I haven't seen well, I know it's McCall Hardman, but I haven't seen McCall Hard.
McCall is walking behind. All right, Hardman.
I didn't see that one. It must not have come up on mine. I didn't see that, Pete. I'm glad you showed me that one, Welch. I like that one. And that time Landry does get it.
Oh,
He's swallowed up. And I think they're going to have to settle for 3. But it is fourth and 3.
really interesting thing here, though, because you're 2 yards away from a first down. You're in the red zone.
Yeah.
You score a touchdown, it's a 5-point game. It's
You score a field goal, it's impossible. It has to be, you can't get it even with a 2-point conversion.
You know what? You've got the momentum. This drive's been brilliant. I don't mind this decision from the Browns here. And don't forget you're playing against Chad Henne, not Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and they've sent the house.
What
a catch! What a catch by Austin Hooper! It's flying over midfield. We'll have to see if it's definitely a catch. It looked like it to me on first glance. Austin Hooper.
Oh.
They're gonna. I don't think they'll. It's handed off to Kareem Hunt over the right.
I think it's one of them. He had possession as it hit the ground. It wasn't like the ball was moving when it hit the ground. I think it was a catch, but that's why you pay him the big contracts in the offseason.
That's what I was going to say. The amount of tight ends on this roster and Hooper, that is why they signed him. And what a catch this was! And
down, but he had clean possession of it. I don't know. It's a tough one.
Yeah, unlike I think the other one that we saw earlier that was given as a catch, obviously originally, as just second Baker steps back, he fires to the left-hand side of the end zone.
From Daniel Sorensen, though.
It was, and it was one of them, like the one earlier, I don't think he had full control. I can't remember who made the catch for the Chiefs. I can't remember. But...
It was DeMarcus Robinson, yeah.
Yeah.
The Browns didn't review it, so...
Mahomes is out.
By the way, there's a linebacker called BJ Goodson. Peter said BJ has a good son.
Right. Brilliant. Brilliant. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Peter. And they're going to hand it off to Kareem Hunt into the end zone.
3rd and goal, he's in.
And now.
And Hunt, what's he doing? I thought he was injured then.
No, he's fallen asleep on the ball. Kareem Hunt's in. I tell you what, on that drive, I felt like most of the carries did go to Kareem Hunt on that specific drive.
Yeah, well, like we said, that they've got the 1-2 puncher that can rest or use both on the same drive, but they opted for Hunt there. And whichever one they use, they're both quality running backs. And he burst in. The Browns are back in this, and now the Chiefs with Chad Henne, there's still 11 minutes to go. There's a flag on the field.
This will be interesting to see who this is on, because the Browns are on a roll and the Chiefs are on the ropes. We'll have to see what's going to happen, but I think it is. We'll have to see if the kick is good.
He said there is no foul on the play for unsportsmanlike conduct. I think they might have tried to call unsportsmanlike conduct on one of the celebrations. They obviously opted the celebration wasn't that bad, so they picked up the flag.
I'll be honest. These are some that annoy me. Some of these celebrations that you get fined for.
The only one he's celebrating a touchdown in the biggest game he's played in probably in his life, and they want to give him a flag for what?
The kick's right down the middle. The kick's good. It's 22-17, and the tide's turning at Arrowhead.
The Browns have the momentum in this game without a doubt. And who would have thought it? 19-3 at halftime. Now it's 22-17. Got on a 14-3 run start the second half. There's 10 minutes to go yet as well. And Patrick Mahomes has been ruled out of the game.
You didn't listen to me, Joran. You didn't listen to me, did you? Wow.
I didn't listen to you.
Wow.
I do apologise.
It's all right. Don't worry about it, mate.
But, yeah, that's...
Sorry. Go and look at that joke.
Which one?
Go and look at that.
It's only just gone up for me. Like I said, the comments are a bit later to me. Cody says to his family, I'll be right. We just need to give this a... What? Doesn't make any sense. Cody says to his family, I'll be right. We've just Need to give this car a parking space.
I'm guessing it's a Cody Parkey joke.
I mean, Cody Parker is the man of the double doink. He managed to hit the post and the crossbar on one field goal attempt in a playoff game, which lost his team the game. But I'm not going to lie, Peter. I'm disappointed with that one.
Is it because it wasn't put out correctly for you?
Yeah, I just can't get my head around it. It's a bit wordy. Cody says to his family, I'll be right, we just need to give this car a parking space.
I think there's a missing you. I'll be right with you. Just need to give this car a... You could have just said, I just need to find a car parking space. That would have been fine. That would have been fine. Or, you know, Cody took his kids to the parky. Could have just gone with that. Yeah, it's all right, Peter, though. Welch, I agree. I was laughing at it as well. I like a good chuckle. But I tell you what, there's nothing funny about what's happening to the Chiefs now, Will. This game has completely flipped on its head.
It's I know we would have predicted this at half time that Mahomes goes out with an injury, and the Browns come roaring back. And all of a sudden, it's a 5-point game with 10 minutes to go, and Henny's in the QB for the Chiefs.
Not even just half time. 20 seconds in, Baker throws a pick to Tyrann Mathieu.
Mm-hmm.
And this game is completely a different game now. And it's such a shame because Mahomes is out. Because it changes the dynamic of the game, doesn't it?
Absolutely. When the best player at his position leaves, there's obviously going to be a drop off in talent, no matter who the backup is. And we've seen this year, you know, with the Cowboys. When we signed Andy Dalton, people said, "Oh, he's the best backup in the league." But when you call someone the best backup in the league, you're saying he's the best backup if he stays on the bench.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter when he comes in and plays the game. You don't want him starting. He's the best backup because you feel he's the most confident in case something happens. But deep down, if something does happen, you're thinking, "Shit."
I also disagree. Taylor Heineke, best backup in the league.
It's different with Washington because I don't think they know who the best QB on their team is.
No, they don't even have a number one. Nah, Alex Smith is a good quarterback. He's a very stable quarterback. We'll have to see. I can't wait for the draft to see because there's so many teams that need a quarterback. What a catch!
What a catch. On Denzel Ward as well. And Tyreek Hill's hyped. He's absolutely hyped.
Yeah. By the way, did you see this week of someone escaped a fine by angrily tossing the ball back to a ref, and they show the video and he just floats it, but the ref he could have got fined for it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's happening right now. I don't know. It's a challenge flag. That's all right.
I mean, Stefanski doesn't think it was a catch. I mean, the ball was moving when Tyreek Hill got up, but there is a flag on the play. And you know, I'm going to start putting the banner on the banner if something like a flag or there's a challenge, so they know why there's a pause.
By the way, oh no, that's a catch. I mean, the strange thing is, Tyreek Hill once caught a touchdown that wasn't counted because he thought he hadn't caught it. So Tyreek Hill's had a few of them this year.
Yeah.
Where he's either caught it and he didn't know. Peter's retracted a comment, which makes me think Peter had a joke ready and it wasn't quite written properly. Yeah, I've spotted you, Peter, mate. I spotted you. But I'll have to say, but what an incredible catch by Tyreek Hill. To locate the football and get up and over. He's not the tallest man in the world. He's actually one of the smallest men on the team.
Yeah.
But to get up and over like that, brilliantly. There you go. There we go. I don't think this challenge will take very long, though. Because I think that was a catch. I don't see the ball hitting the ground. I mean, was it on the defensive back? Was it Ward, the defensive back? Or?
Yeah, Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
It was great coverage, to be fair. Just an unbelievable attempt by Hill, jumping over him.
Yeah. I mean, the only criticism is he doesn't try and turn around and locate the football.
Yeah.
He's just kind of put, that's the only problem you can say. But there's a lot of people like that in college. Sometimes because the thing is with the NFL, the rules are different, and obviously in college, pass interference isn't as heavily called. And I know in the NFL, if you don't turn around and try and locate the football,
they'll call PI. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it was good coverage. And you know what the thing was? He tried to strip the ball out, which was a good play again. But I think Tyreek Hill just kept hold of it.
Yeah.
But Peter's back. No, I'm not having this.
Put it at the bottom as well.
Yeah, go read Peter's joke. I'm not having that.
Let's have a look. Brett will treat his Kansas City Chiefs team to a trip to the beach.
To the beach.
Game.
To the beach.
To the beach.
Is it Brett Veach? Is Brett Veach a player?
Well, it's Brett a Chiefs team to a trip the beach.
You know what he was trying to say.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, Chris has come in and he said, "I'll help Peter." He meant two instead. Thanks, Welch. I tell you what, this is what we call the chat working together to achieve the best joke. We still don't understand the joke, but is Brett Veach a person? Maybe.
I honestly don't know.
You're gonna have to Google Brett Veach now. By the way, it was clearly a catch, and the back, and they're gonna hand the ball off, but they won't gain much. Hit came in late there, but he actually hit his own teammate, one of the Cleveland Browns defenders, but the backup on the feet now. And thank you, Chris, as always, for coming and helping with the jokes that aren't even yours. We appreciate it. But we'll see if the Chiefs can get something on this drive, because a field goal makes it an 8-point game, which makes it very interesting. There's a flag on the play. Both teams, I love it at this point of the game, Will, or at any point of an NFL game, where one team is clearly moving, but each team points as if they got the other one to go first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like on a fumble where there's like 15 people dive on the ball and you just see some absolute idiot go, "Oh, yeah, that's our ball. That's our ball." And they've just literally like not even looked. To
be fair, it's like when everyone used to play football and the moment someone made a running behind, in sync, the back four, offside, offside.
Yeah. That's our ball.
Unbelievable. They're going to run the ball here on 2nd and 14. It's a nice game. And it was, again, what you said, Will, earlier, that the Browns there were just in prevent defense again.
Yeah.
And there you go, Chad Henne in at QB for Kansas City. Very nice. I like this. We should have added this earlier. This was good.
I know, yeah. At least we know now, don't we?
I don't even know anymore. We are living in tough circumstances, but you always got Peter to cheer everyone up. That's from Welch. And I hope, you do a good job of cheering us up. I hope we do a good job of cheering you guys up. And as a community, the Sports Corner can kind of stay a little bit positive during a bloody crap time. And at least sports.
Which is why we've mixed in a bit of David Attenborough.
Yeah.
Today's here is Travis Kelce, nice player.
Yeah, bit of Lorraine, not the quiche, sadly, just Kelly. So, but if we ever do a quiche, Lorraine, I feel like Rowan loves a quiche. I feel like he's talked about quiche before.
I'm a fan of quiche, I'm not gonna lie. I remember Rowan describing his favourite rices though.
What's his favourite rice, Declan, or
the price of rice?
I really was hoping you'd continue speaking. It's like the Magic Stars all over again. I've got a mouthful of drink. And I'm just there thinking, come on, Will.
Kelce's over 100 yards receiving now with that catch.
Yeah, and they go to run it up the middle to Kansas City on this play. And that gets blown up. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, they're in field goal range.
I think they are, yeah. They're well in Brown's territory. And a field goal makes it an 8-point game.
It does. It does indeed. I don't know why, Will. Please tell me you heard me say that earlier. No.
Obviously,
No.
that's why I referenced it.
Oh, for God's sake. It's all right. It's all right.
I may have been downstairs getting a drink at that point. That's probably why.
You could have been. I'll be honest, Will. I've lost track of the amount of crap we've talked about in this last couple of minutes. But it is a personal foul.
Yeah, personal foul on Ricky Seals-Jones.
I didn't see it. If I'm being 100% honest, we'll have to see.
So look. Oh, it's a low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A low hit. I tell you what, sent him absolutely flat. Good. He still made a play, to be fair.
He kind of helped him out because he went flying into the running back.
Yeah, still made a play, which was quite impressive. It's now 1st and 25.
That's a silly penalty to give away. They're now only 39, just outside field goal range. Henny drops back.
He's going to have to throw. It goes deep.
Oh, my goodness me. Yikes. And that's Carl Joseph with the INT, and Henny threw it straight to him.
That is an absolutely awful throw by Chad Henny. And it's exactly what we said. They were in field goal range.
Just don't turn the ball over.
Oh, a costly penalty. He takes the deep shot. I don't know where he's going. He's miles over the head of Tyreek Hill. And the Browns are back on the ball, and it is momentum shift. Unbelievable. I don't know what he saw there.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible play.
And that leaves it absolutely open. And with 8 minutes to go, there's plenty of football still to be played. And the Browns have a drive to take the lead. And if you'd have said that at halftime, I'd have called you an idiot. But this is the statement. I don't understand the decision making. For me, when you bring in a backup quarterback, you want them to be the game manager.
Yeah. Just call simple plays from you. Use a bit of RPOs and whatnot, try and get them a feel for it. But when you've got him taking deep shots like that, I mean,
well,
really,
it was one there. The one with Tyreek Hill, the contested catch, could have easily been picked as well. To be honest, if he turns around and locates football, because it's just aired out. That was a great throw over the middle to Travis Kelce. But this final one on 1st and 25, I understand you've got to get 25 yards, but it's not even close, is it?
No, it's really not.
And ever since Mahomes has gone out, it is very much what we said. The feel about this game has completely changed.
It has absolutely changed.
And Cleveland fans must be thinking, and I kind of agree, if there was any chance, this is the day. Because it's unbelievable. There's 8 minutes left of the 4th quarter. Mahomes out. Unfortunately, Garrett might be out as well, but Chad Henne in, throwing an interception. If there's a day for the Browns, it's today.
It's a big opportunity because, like I say, the Browns, they can drive down the field again. They've got the momentum. They've been brilliant in this second half. 2 touchdowns, obviously. And they would have had the lead right now if it wasn't for that touchback play made by Daniel Sorensen. But yeah, the Browns are driving now. I mean, if you'd have said you've got 8 minutes left, you're down by 5 against Kansas City in the 4th quarter, so you're only a touchdown away from leading the game, and Mahomes is not playing for the Chiefs.
No,
fans and players would have bit your hand off.
The thing is, I don't know about you, Will. This game's had everything.
Yeah, it has. It's been just a quality, classic playoff game, really.
And they've set up a screen there, and Chubb is falling down, and another bit of actors.
But I like how the tempo is going for the players. They're starting to get a bit more heated. The tensions are rising. Like I said, it's getting exciting now.
This is it, and Peter's put. I just had buffalo wings, same as other. Wait, what? I can't read it properly. Basically, he was having some buffalo wings, and he's waiting for his bills. Come on. No, Will's not a fan. I'm a fan.
I've got to be honest with you. I don't know what that means.
No.
We just had buffalo wings, same as other customers. We are just now waiting for our receipt bills. Oh, fair enough.
Peter, just get rid of the middle bit. I just had buffalo wings, now waiting for our receipt bills. That's all you needed. That's all you needed.
I've got a bit of context, same as the customer.
Yeah, he's looked left and right in the restaurant. He's got wings. He's got wings. Everyone's got wings.
3rd and 6. Oh, what a move!
Legit movie. Oh,
Gary Neville. Oh,
we'll have to see.
Oh, they're short.
They're going to give it short. Not even forward progress.
Nice move there.
Lovely move to get away from Legere Sneed. He is hit before he makes
a great tackle from Thornhill. Met him really nicely.
And then I think down. Yeah, I think it's fair that he's ruled short. Good spot by the ref. And we don't say that very often, I can promise you now.
You've got to go for this, don't you?
Yeah, this is 4th down territory, definitely, for the Browns, and they'll get it.
I liked how they lined up Harrison Bryant on that play. They kind of had him in motion, left him in at fullback, and when Mayfield took off, Harrison Bryant just went straight up and pushed Mayfield over the line.
Got to admit, great work by the O-line as well to get movement up front. And as you say, Harrison Bryant came in. One of the other tight ends they've got to go with the other 95 on the roster. They drafted Harrison Bryant this year, didn't they? I think it was this year.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was a later round pick, I think. But yeah, he's been brilliant for them. It was either late round or undrafted, one or the other. I might be thinking of Thaddeus Moss actually, who signed with the football team, but
yeah, Thaddeus Moss was undrafted.
Yeah,
I do remember that. And Cleveland called their second time out of the half or first. Let's have a look. Second. So they left with 1 timeout. Kansas City have 2. He's over to talk with Kevin Stefanski, and as you say, Will, 5:17 left in the last quarter of the game. This has been a hell of a match to watch.
Yes, it's been a brilliant game to watch. End-to-end stuff. The Chiefs started strong. Looked like they were going to pull away. The Browns keep themselves in it. Missed opportunities, and then Mahomes goes out injured. The Browns get themselves back into the game. And with 5:17 left, we've got Baker Mayfield driving with a chance to go to the AFC Championship game. But Nick Chubb is swallowed up there by the Chiefs defense. Could be a lot of...
That was a big play by Chris Jones on the interior to get a hand on Chubb.
Again, he's just a big bulldozer in the middle, and he's just blowing players up all the time. And it's kind of one of them things where Jones won't get, some players where Jones won't get credit, but he's the reason why the plays happened. He's blown up. He's caused a double team. He's blown up the guard, and someone else coming and made the tackle. 2nd and 11 now.
We'll have a look now. Mayfield in the shotgun. He drops back. They've sent pressure, and he throws it at the feet of the offensive line, but the Kansas City Chiefs sent heat for Baker Mayfield. They pretty much sent everyone. It was basically pick your poison, because there was 3 coming in from 1 down the center and 2 either side for Baker Mayfield. And now, 3rd down, a massive third down for the Cleveland Browns in this game. I'll have a look at Chris Welch's comment in a minute as Baker Mayfield drops back, throws to the side. Catching it. Oh, he's not going to get it though.
No. That's a great play by Chavarius Ward. I couldn't get his name out there. He got out of bounds though, at least.
And Chris did put, "Come on, we know Peter. He's got one big joke left in him." I tell you what, to be fair to Kareem Hunt, he did well to even receive the catch in general, to be honest.
See if the Browns can get a good punt here. Or they're going to run it. Hardman.
Oh,
28-yard line, he goes out of bounds. And now they need to stop.
yeah, they've only got one timeout. So 2-minute warning, and they can stop the clock once.
But well done to the Chiefs defense there for digging in.
Yeah, and it is Chiefs ball to maybe do what they do on NFL.com. Do you know, put a dot next to the name?
Yeah, could do actually.
Or if you can put like a ball emoji. I don't know if you have emojis or something. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, the emojis, don't have the emojis.
Oh, look at this, eh? Technology, absolutely crap.
Yeah, exactly.
But what an ending we have to this game. And to be fair, it looked for all the world
Could just
like yeah, it looked for all the world like the Browns were on this warpath to take the lead in this game.
Yeah.
Credit to the Chiefs defense for stepping up when they need him, because they can't rely on the offense anymore. Sometimes they used to be able to, because Mahomes is magic, and like they did last year when they gave up 24 points or whatever it was to the Texans, they could rely on the offense. Now it's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have to see, because there's still a lot of football to be played.
Aye, absolutely. And I think they'll try and definitely run the ball, run the clock down. Damon Williams has been running the ball pretty nicely today, but if you're the Browns, you know that they're going to run it, go after the run, and even if they do pass it, they haven't got Mahomes there to create some magic. Henny is only back up for a reason, so I'd send the Heat. I would consider sending the Heat from the Browns. I
will say though, credit to the Chiefs for the Browns obviously getting the interception, but getting nothing from it. They had to be fair, they had to travel a lot. There was a lot of field to go.
Yeah.
From the interception, but Rowan's gone with "Let's go Browns." It would obviously put Ronnie Harrison, your former boy, into an AFC Championship game, and a Scotsman in Gillen, the punter. And do you know what? Will, former Vikings legend Andy Sendejo as well.
Andrew Sendejo, yeah, the long-time safety.
Right.
I remember one play by Andrew Sendejo where they were playing the Saints in the divisional round.
Yep.
Obviously, when the Vikings play the Saints in the division round, it always ends up in a W.
He picks it off, doesn't he? Because I think I remember it.
Yeah, he picks it off, and you just hear the commentator, the silence, and the commentator just goes, "Sendejo!"
Yeah, because it's a hell of an interception as well.
It was, yeah, diving interception. And
the Chiefs try to run the ball, but they won't gain anything. And Peter's gone with Kieran's secretly got a Lawler round his house for a secret court case. You can't be targeting me, man. Oh, it's poor.
Does this mean he's going to target me next?
Well, I don't know, because Pete's a difficult one, because Pete is just a name, really.
He knows my second name, Kieran.
Well, yeah, but now if I'm getting targeted, you're getting targeted. There's no way I'm leaving it to just me. To be fair, I think we've all got our Twitters linked at some point in this, during.
Yeah, true.
Probably at some point, but 2nd and 8 for the Chiefs now.
They really are burning.
Need to stop. Henny's goes with the sidearm.
Catch.
Chad Henne with his best Mahomes sidewinder to Tyreek Hill, who, with the diving catch, credit to him. Absolutely unbelievable catch by Tyreek Hill. What's that?
It did stop the clock though.
It did.
Because it went out of bounds.
But we'll have to see now, because it's what you said. The Browns needed a stop. I mean, did he go out of bounds? Yeah, he did. Yeah, without being touched. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get touched, so that makes sense. But if the Browns get a stop, it's what we said. Actually, to be fair, it's actually not bad to do out your second name. Oh wait,
it was 7 Pete tall. There we go.
I don't think that's that bad. You know what? For
7
A
Pete.
second name that's quite difficult to make because obviously your second name is a name. I appreciate that one.
It's funny because I had a teacher. My geography teacher was called Mr. Oh my God, he got the first down. What
He
play.
did, but did he go out of bounds?
No, he stayed in bounds.
He stayed in bounds, and you can see the crowd making the first down signal. It was just, and this is what we wanted from Chad Henne if they were going to win this game.
Yeah, just simple play.
Yeah, there's no need to overcomplicate it. And exactly what we said, it was just enough for the first down. And now, this. How long's left now on the clock? That's their final timeout for Cleveland.
Yeah, final timeout.
They need a stop on this play because a first down might make it very difficult, is what I'm going to say.
First down ends the game, to be honest, because now they'll have to get another snap off before the 2-minute warning. Yeah, they'll have to get another snap. Well, actually, they might have to get 2 snaps off before the 2-minute warning.
Here we go. So they're going to hand it off.
First down wins it, and maybe 2
Swallowed
yards.
Up. 2 yards. It's getting to that tense point again, as Peter's put. Rowan's is actually secret brother of Sheffield United centre-back Jack Hook.
I know.
Hey, he is intertwining the two. Get a bit of football in there as well. Very good. Very good, Peter. Very good. He's targeting us all. So there's only Simon, Kieran, and Josh left to have a go. Because I think he's already said the Welsh joke about him being Welsh about a couple of streams ago. So Josh, Kieran, and Simon left. As Chad Henne dropped back.
Miles Garrett finally gets on the board with a sack.
And he hobbles up in so much pain.
Yeah. He's been playing with an injury, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Now, that is a massive splash play. And that is the first we've seen.
Bullies the right tackle.
That is the first we've seen of Miles Garrett today. As Travis Kelce, I've got to admit, that is a complete mismatch.
Him versus...
Is it the linebacker Joseph?
Yeah, it's the safety.
Safety Joseph. Sorry, because I know when you have a tight end and thingy, because your defensive backs are matched up against the wideouts, it leaves tight ends up against linebackers in coverage or safeties in coverage. Safeties are probably a little bit better, but you see it sometimes when a linebacker has to go deep with someone, it never ends well.
Yeah, it's not really fair, is it? I remember we were playing the Steelers, and there was like a confusion on the Steelers on their defense, which obviously there's a lot of confusion with the Steelers at the moment on their entire team. But CeeDee Lamb was out in the slot, and they had to put TJ Watt in right quickly. And CeeDee Lamb just did like a simple double move where he wasn't even intended for CeeDee Lamb. He just did the route to get TJ Watt off the defensive line. But because TJ Watt's obviously a linebacker / defensive end, CeeDee Lamb does this little double move, and TJ Watt was just absolutely gone. He's not guarding wide receivers.
Why am I just imagining? Do you know the commentary from last season on Lamar against the Bengals? Lamb makes a double. Oh, he broke his ankle. And then you just see, it's like when Phil Rivers threw the interception and he just lay on the ground like that. And I just feel like when he's falling over, he's going, "Oh, he broke his ankle." Yeah. I'm sorry, that is the most pathetic attempt at trying to bring down the man who's intercepted you I've ever seen in my life.
I think Philip Rivers, really, isn't it?
Oh, that is just Philip Rivers. Peter did put the Welsh joke about, he just mentioned a lot of Wales. He put a lot of Wales in there. And Kyle's put, "Hey lads, how are you? I'm good, Kyle. It's nice to see you as always. I hope you are well too."
Thanks for tuning in, Kyle.
It's nice to see you. You're in for a tense ending, Kyle. I'll be honest with you. You've come at the perfect time. Yeah, you've picked the perfect time to come in because it's 2 minutes to go, and a first down sends the Chiefs through, but the Chiefs' quarterback is out, Chad Henney's in.
3rd and 14, I think.
Yeah, and I was about to say he's just been sacked, so you could be in for a right. Well, you might get to. We'll have to see a game-ending drive if possible.
I mean, we're in for a treat in this next play, no matter what, because we're either going to see Chad Henney throw the ball, over 15 yards or 20 yards and get a big catch, and win the game, and it'll be a heroic moment, or the Browns are going to get a stop, force a punt, and then they'll be driving. This play is the game right here.
Yep. And Chris Watts says he's going to change his second name. I don't blame him. With the Jokes Peters coming up, try and make an unjokeable second name. Where we see Chad Henney drops back. He tries to escape.
Oh, my God.
He's going to run. Oh! He's short. He's short.
No way.
Oh, my God. Oh, Chad Henney almost became the game winner.
Oh, I think he's got it,
I think he's level with the line, and if he breaks the plane at all, that's line. I think that's it. I think Chad Henney might have just sent the Chiefs
to the AFC Championship game.
That looks.
I don't think it's that short.
It's not that short at all.
And that's not even inches. That's like a yard and a half. Well, they measured out. I think that's very harsh.
Oh, it's where his elbow's down, though.
Oh, but still, though, I don't think it's that far away.
Do you know what? No, look, I tell you what. When his elbow's down,
the ball's there.
Yeah, it is short. And I tell you what, credit to the refs, and we don't say that very often.
It's short, yeah. So it's a good spot, but I just thought it was like way too far back.
That's actually quite good.
Chris is really the Welsh Stone Raid. You want some?
Right, Peter, we wanted one big joke from you. And that's one of my favourites. But here we go. Game on the line.
They've got BJ Goodson on a wide receiver. The man's a linebacker. I don't think they're going to snap this, They're just running the clock down. The Chiefs, right? They could actually just or could they? Oh,
they've snapped it. That's it.
Wow.
That is the game. The Chiefs will be in the AFC Championship. However, they might be without Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm. That's
it's just a simple pass.
No one's on him.
He takes a seat, and the Chiefs are back in the AFC Championship game, and they're going to take a knee.
I'll tell you what, though, there's never a dull moment, is it, watching the Kansas City Chiefs?
No, they never make it easy for themselves either. It's like we said, they've been in games all year where they didn't seem to get out of second gear. Today, I don't put it all on them because obviously I don't know what Tyreek Hill's saying, but he is heated. Credit to Kevin Stephon.
Chad Henney, that run was incredible. That is like his career-defining moment, that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't think this is the thing. The Browns were in prevent defense again because they thought they had to throw the ball. But Chad Henney used his smarts and noticed there was a run available. And yes, he was a bit short, but it just turned it into such a manageable fourth down. And that throw to Tyreek Hill gives the Kansas City Chiefs the win. The Browns were almost there. And it ends 22-17.
Oh, yeah, so close for the Browns.
But a lot can be taken from this season for the Cleveland Browns, and it is unfortunate to see them go out a week later to the Kansas City Chiefs. But it will be, a possible Mahomes-less Chiefs against the Buffalo Bills in the championship game. It will be at Arrowhead.
Yeah, it will be at home.
So that sets that up, and that will be the late game next week. We'll probably cover the early game, I think.
Yeah.
Which we yet to know what it'll be.
It's going to be the Saints or the Bucks versus the Packers, so it's going to be a fantastic game at Lambeau. Yeah. It could be sub-zero temperatures.
Yeah, lots of wind, lots of snow.
Yeah.
But we thank you for joining us, everybody in the chat. There's two popular nicknames for me, Welcher and the Welchstone Raider. And when I said Peter had a big joke in him, I didn't expect it to be for me. Cheers. That's all right. Welch, we've all had it, mate. We've all had it. But thank you, Will, for joining me.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having us again. It's probably my favourite game so far on the watch-alongs, without a doubt.
Oh,
the climax. Brilliant end to that game.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant game here, and we've had absolutely everything. Thank you to the guys in the chat. Chris Watch says, take care to you as well, mate.
Yes,
if you're looking for stuff on the channel, there's more things to come. I think there's a Coppa Italia watch along midweek with me and Josh. I'm yet to get the schedule actually for this week, but I'm pretty sure there'll be more football, more darts. Double Tops is coming with Chris Welch and with Josh. As we have a message from Kyle, Peter tried his best in the audition, but couldn't get a role in Everybody Loves Raymond. Kyle has given Peter a little bit of his own medicine in the chat.
There's no likes or anything on this, but I'd call that. I think that's StreamYard ratio. That is. From Cal Middleton there.
No, and then Peter says bye as well. Bye, mate. And
Johnny Peter.
We'll have to tune in next week. Sadly, we won't be there, but we might get to see the Chiefs versus the Bills, and I hope we can watch that next week. But sadly, it won't be live. So thank you very much. And there's more stuff to come, but we'll see you next time.
See you.